heard about Steamboat Willie breaking knees.
Yeah, no, I didn't shadow live us until just now. Now we've been shadow lived.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey,
we back at it again.
We're back at
just
it
talking
again.
about how public domains are great and how Winnie the Pooh is going to be the next major boss.
As long as you don't,
Tyler's camera is kind of weird looking.
He's a little guy.
Probably
because I rejoined the call. It
Oh yeah,
reshuffled
what
the
the
window.
heck,
On the
Tyler?
stream,
What'd you
or-
do, man?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't touch anything.
He looks
He's
fine
just a
in
little guy.
He's
Skype.
just,
No, it's on.
What?
It's on the stream. No,
he's
it's
just
fine.
a little dude.
I'm just a little guy being a dude.
Was it doing his whole screen instead
Dude,
of just a frame?
It was like
It was just like he was
One
taking up
quarter.
1/4 of his screen.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Just a guy being a dude.
I hope so.
All good.
Just
all
a dude
good.
being a guy. Small man.
You know what? I'm just. Wait. Nope,
Smallish
not
man.
that one. Where is it? Where? There's Tyler. There we go. Now he's locked in, and he shouldn't. No technical difficulties on Let's Throw Dice. Everything always runs smoothly forever.
Of course.
If this is smooth, I don't want to
we
see
do it
live.
live.
The show must go
Yeah,
on.
either we do it live or we fix it in post. There's no in between. Prepare for anything.
Yeah.
No, I've been mad-hattedly just like throwing random shit at a screen. I'm gonna be like, this is a map.
So many of these episodes are held together with duct tape. You don't know.
Dude, no, I can't even afford duct tape, man. Dude, this
Duct
is
tape. We
dollar
found
store
luxury.
electrical tape is what's holding the
We
stream
found
together.
electrical tape in the dumpster of a dollar store, and we've been running off.
You
that
know
for
what
the
I
last
got
30
here? I got here
episodes.
an Elmer's glue stick. This is what keeps Let's Throw Dice running right here. Sponsored by
Dio
Elmer's.
putting the frames together. Not actually sponsored.
Not at.
That's where you pop the lid and just rub it all over.
Apply directly to the
Just right-
forehead.
yeah,
Dio, God,
That would have been the best. That would have been like the best way to
that's such a
continue
twisted
that.
mental
The
image.
gag.
Dio just shaves his beard one day.
Use it to just wax the
dome.
top
If
of the
I
dome.
had shaved today, I probably would have, but those little hairs, that would not do good with the glue stick. With the glue stick.
It'll peel
Oh,
off
yeah,
all in
that's
one piece once you let it
100%
dry. It's fine.
how-
Top layer.
How
That's how that
Elmer's
works, right?
washable school glue stick disappearing purple works.
Is it purple?
It's washable.
It's purple,
It'll be
yeah, I
fine.
know. It's purple.
purple
wash
one?
it out.
Purple one.
Ooh, well, it's gone. Yeah,
Oh, yes, looks
clear.
clear.
Looks clear?
Looks clear.
Sir, oh, you know what?
Looks transparent.
I can.
Welcome to
dude, I love
transparent backgrounds, my friend.
Oh, it's great.
New technology.
Star-studded technology.
Anywho,
so last time things happened on Let's Throw Dice, and now that two of us have
we had
a little bit on the
session,
shorter
correct?
side, you know. I believe it was last session. Oh no, was it 2 sessions ago that you lost your that
2 sessions ago. That's we had a short one in between because we had the rollback and some other we had some definitely not technical issues.
No.
Yeah. So and it was before a week hiatus, so I think we just kind of did a quick and dirty. It was the progression of the next day where we were dealing with Eldon's sudden lack of hearing, and as we were traveling, we saw some ships in the distance.
Sweet turtle
We
ship on you.
debated, the turtle ship, which was really cool. We debated getting involved with that, and then opted to definitely not get involved with that. We boated through a storm at night. We woke up in the morning and found a man floating, and then were attacked by various crab-like creatures.
Crab people.
Eldon almost bit it for like the third time.
But
in
you guys
3
are
days.
missing the very important thing that happened after you fought the crab people. Anybody have any idea? Any idea what happened?
level up.
There it is. You
Did we level?
dinged. Oh my
I
goodness.
was like, we leveled up, but
That's it. That's kind of.
Wait, we
important.
leveled up? Shoot.
oh no.
That's it. If you
Oh,
forgot to
God,
level
give
up
me
your
your
character, that's
consent,
it. You're
we
starting
fix it in
fresh
post.
as a level 4.
Yeah.
We fix it in post.
Oh yeah, Skype's telling me to tell y'all guys I'm recording your cameras, so there you go. Guy,
I can say.
What?
honestly,
Dio, using a device I wrote.
Shock.
All right,
Shocked.
we'll be okay.
No.
this is my shocked face.
We'll be okay.
Yeah, that was a pretty quick and dirty of what happened last time on Let's Throw Dice. So
Yes. I don't have Ian's sultry voice, but we
now
do all right.
while we're waiting for the aforementioned Ian, I do have a quiz for everybody here. This is for 1 billion hero points.
Waiting for you to say 1 micron.
I'll take a 6. Actually,
This is for...
All right. Everybody
I'll
else
actually take
gets
a sixth of a hero
billion
point.
hero points. Z only
gets
gets
a
a
sixth.
sixth of a hero point.
Perfect. I'll take
Fatal
it.
flag.
What's the
You give
question?
him a billion.
give
Who
me that.
is the objectively best waifu?
In-
Full stop.
See,
Nope.
you got to give us some scope here.
It's a
'cause-
billion
'cause
hero points.
That's too broad.
Nah, that's it, man.
It's too
That's
broad.
it.
Maybe for listen, it's a
This is
billion
and
hero
in the
points.
whole world. There's objectively one waifu that is the best. Who is it?
Jotaro
Shit,
Joestar.
right.
I was like,
That was dead ass the answer I had.
Oh boy, do I know you or do I know you? You know?
It's got soul red.
It was Jonathan Joestar or Speedwagon.
God,
Let's
give us the
go.
soul read live on camera.
I'm counting it. I'm taking that to the
Elden, you
bank.
should like start your own like fortune
Oh,
telling
Man,
service.
just
God damn,
Bro, I think we've known each other a
Read
little
that
too
man
long,
like a
you know?
book.
man, just Johnny Joestarred me. And next thing you're gonna say is. Oh, fuck.
Joestar is the best waifu.
But the real correct
Woo,
answer
let's
is if you
go.
have a waifu, you're a degenerate and you're not allowed here. Just facts.
Yeah, no, you hear that, kids? No degenerate.
No degenerates on nuts or dice.
Degenerates.
No degens rep
Degeneracy
country.
and tabletop role-playing games are the exact opposite ends of the spectrum.
So unrelated
There's no
announcement, we
interlap.
will be switching to Fatal next session.
They're on some.
Mhm.
Oh, cool! I already have. No,
It's a fatal choice.
it's a fatal attraction.
That would be
Oh,
very
yeah.
fatal for the channel. It's gonna spend
Yeah,
the
that's,
next 3
Yeah, I'd probably do
sessions
it.
are gonna be us doing nothing but filling out our character sheets.
filling something.
Various circumferences.
Various very important circumferences need to be filled out.
100%.
Oh,
None of this is a joke.
no jokes here. We don't fuck around here on Let's Throw Dice. We are serious all the
Do it
time.
live.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
100%.
Oh, look at that map. Oh, we gotta get
MVP.
Khan a tarot card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
Stop to
goodness.
think about that.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah. Slide that art my way. Or
Hold on, let me
a less, phrase that better than I did.
give me the art.
Yes. There you go.
Give
Give artwork. Give
art.
artwork.
give art, please.
Give
Give-
art.
Please.
Please art.
Plus.
Show me the blonde elf
Art,
man.
please.
Not blonde. He's got white hair.
6 more
Please.
followers, please.
Please, I will literally. I will do.
I will do anything.
Listen,
Anything?
I will
hold
do
on.
things. I will do things that will get us this channel removed. Oh wait,
Then
this beats the
perish.
point. Yeah. Oh wait, no, I can't be degenerate.
Yeah, okay, so
Ten
here's the plan,
perish.
guys. Is once we get to affiliate status, I'm going to introduce this thing where if people donate, they get to spin a wheel, and then that wheel is actually a deck of many things.
Oh, that's great.
Brave.
I think that's a great idea.
And whatever they land on happens explicitly to Elden, basically. Because let's be honest.
No, other people are on there. You're just on there the most.
No, I see that.
That
that's,
you can
that's
pay
what
to
it-
change
it's
the
what it
name
is.
before you spin.
That's right.
It's always
That's
out.
Right. Right.
And we
And see, it's one of those things where it could be anybody, but
Yeah.
Elden always has to roll for it. Therefore, like 90% of the time, it will probably just be Elden.
No, that's exactly how these things work. There is no other possible outcome. Ah, that's the other thing I forgot.
Nope.
Was stupid token for the stupid city. Ah, so what happens when I'm gone for a week? I just forget everything. That's all right. I have the art here. Yeah, I have the art
That's
here.
all of
That's
us.
Fine.
All right.
Let me just actually scroll back to that so I can show you guys what you'll be dealing with. Is it this one? It is this one. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm so proud of myself and my ability to type commands into type prompts into Discord and have $100 artworks be produced.
Give me 1 minute.
If I had the
Have to
budget to
look
do
around.
it, yeah, I would.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, you guys find yourself in the shackles on your way to Cho-Tzu, not Cho-Tzu, Cho-Tzu. Unfortunately, Cho-Tzu is very much not in the public domain yet.
Shame.
Someday. Probably not in my
Yeah, we
lifetime.
we can. I'm patient.
Yeah, you guys cool to wait here until Akira Toriyama passes in plus 75 years?
Yeah, should be fine.
Any day now, honestly.
I mean, I know. Medical science, something,
Yeah,
something
he's
to the
just gonna
future.
live forever, and then what happens to copyright laws?
No. After he dies, then
Oh,
medical
okay,
science. Then
gotcha.
we live forever,
Gotcha,
long enough to
gotcha,
actually
gotcha.
get there. Yeah. No,
All right.
it's all good. It's all good.
So I do have
We
a
got it.
question actually, because this has been bothering me a bit. How did Khan earn the Lionheart? He gone. That's
He
it.
gone.
All right. Well, you guys have the token.
That's how he earned
Do what
it.
you gonna do.
A tactical retreat.
He's got a lion's heart and a lifetime ban from the zoo.
Nice.
Hello. Who's?
In the shackles, honestly, probably
right?
weirder stories.
Pretty sure canonically, there's a guy in the shackles who like eats nothing but hearts. May or may not be human. That
Yep.
That's neither here nor there.
I think since we're all
Yep.
up at this point, everybody's on deck after the fight with the
How
stupid
dare you,
crabs.
sir?
Listen, they're great. They just hurt me very, very
Well,
badly.
what did you do to piss them off?
I woke up.
Here's your problem.
I woke up and I was at the wrong end of the ship. Clearly, I need to stand next to our reef claw.
Yep.
I mean, Reef Claw. I mean, your Reef Claw is currently munching on a Reef Claw and enjoying every second of it.
Right.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
big
big
crabs.
crabs.
He's having the time of his life.
I love our Reef Claw.
Definitely not aberrations or
Definitely
anything.
Definitely not.
Definitely
It
completely
bothers me
natural
so much
creatures.
that Reef Claws aren't actually magical creatures because, like, dude, they just like
Yeah,
they're
they should
just
just
big
be.
crabs.
They're just big crabs. They definitely should just be
And you know
magical
what?
beasts.
I'm going to sue Paizo because of this.
That's reasonable. I
Oh,
think of
wait a minute.
all
Wait.
the tabletop companies out there. Paizo strides to have such an inclusive community built on such tight rule sets. It's setting a really too high of a standard. We need to knock them
That's
down.
right. We need to knock them down a couple pegs. Have you guys heard of this new startup here? They've released a little bit of a book here. Actually, I have one coming out soon, a new edition. It's called Wizards of the Coast. Not sure if you heard them before. Great company. No lethal or predatory business practices at all.
You know what? That's a really fun name because it evokes one of the only aspects of the hobby: wizards.
And coasting on other people's work.
Hey, nicely done.
Thank you. I'm here all week.
My brother in Christ, you are tiptoeing because you are streaming on the Dungeons and
Hey
Dragons
man, any
platform
sort
on
of
Twitch.
marketing is better than no marketing.
I mean, that's fair, I suppose. But having a channel is also
what's
better
Wizards
than
gonna
not
do?
having a channel.
Demonetize me? Oh, wait a second.
Wait a minute. Hold on a moment. Kids these days.
They'll just hand you some litigation and say, "We got lawyers
I
in
got
retainer.
clinical
What you got?"
depression.
And a
Yeah.
That's
lawsuit.
all right.
Have fun with that.
That's why I got insurance for just such an occasion.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Insurance that goblin sold you in case of wizards.
Shit, who told you?
Yeah.
Case of Wizards break glass.
Yeah.
It's just a gun.
All right. Let's get to town.
Can I see a profession sailor from our local navigator, please? Because you guys are squeezing the line a little bit. This is a very high current area. There's coasts on either side. Actually, let me be more descriptive here. There are cliff sides on either side of you. Actually, as captain of the ship, Eldon, at this point, do you have knowledge geography? You have knowledge geography, right, Captain?
I've got a navigator and we've got charts.
Navigator, you have knowledge geography, right?
I do not.
That's all right.
Apparently.
But she also can't be
I have
lost.
local and
She also can't be lost.
dungeoneering.
It just comes naturally.
That's true. Just come natural for you. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. You'll figure it out when you get there.
Yeah.
There's no cause for alarm. I've never done anything mean to you guys.
Nope. Never.
Never. And Eldon can't hear what I'm saying, so he can't disagree with me.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Eh?
Where'd the voice of the sky go, guys?
Yeah. Let's
right.
let's get us in there. Morgan, how do we
Alright,
go?
see.
I rolled a 23.
23 is
Hmm.
a plenty high roll to make this. So yeah, you guys progress, no problem, no further damage done to the ship. I will remind you guys, you did take a little bit of damage navigating the storm. Not a ton, but something that you definitely want to get looked at. I don't think the ship has a formal shipwright yet, or am I misremembering? Okay.
No
No, we do
shipwright.
not.
No, just a surgeon that would be like basic carpentry repairs, but we don't have like anyone with actual structural knowledge.
All right.
Well, we've got a guy with knowledge
That's
engineering,
completely
but,
fair. Yeah.
Knowledge engineering. You don't engineer a ship, man. Don't you remember what the dwarf said? All ships float by Besmara's blessing.
yeah. Wonder where he's at these days. Oh yeah, we left him in a flaming husk in the bottom of the ocean.
Can't even remember the
crazy.
guy's name.
It's crazy. Bismara didn't help him float that day.
They grow up so
Weird.
fast.
She must have just been busy with something else.
You know, you look away for 5 minutes.
Yeah, and we just nuked a ship, and you know the guy who had every faith in her just went down with it. You know, so it goes.
Bless your face. All right. So, okay. So as you guys do pull up to Cho-Tzu, then let me move you guys' token over there. So, all right, let me drop a picture of what you guys are seeing. Actually, wait, you're not even in the harbor yet. So Cho-Tzu is actually built into the side of a cliff face, and the cliffs do form a natural harbor. Call it triangular shaped. And you can see that there's very clearly two classes of people who call Cho-Tzu home. In the mouth of the bay, there is a very large floating island that you can just see is packed with hovels and little floating homes that are like attached to boats, essentially. Just a bunch of boats that are stitched together to form this island. And then, of course, you do have those massive foreboding cliff faces that do have security, what are they called? Watchtowers, distanced and strategic spots protecting the mouth of the harbor, and the majority of the bottom of the walls are taken up by docks, or cliff faces I should say, where you do see a number of ships. There's a large majority from anywhere from Chiliax, Varicia, and a lot of other smaller merchant ships have found their way there as well.
Cool.
So very bustling location. And this would be the opportunity where I would ask for, say, knowledge local. Alternatively, this is where the knowledge geography was coming into play as well. So if anyone has a knowledge local here that they'd like to try, be my guest. Otherwise, we can just head on in.
I can give it a try if no one has it.
I do not.
All you.
Oof.
Excellent. There's nothing to worry about, nothing unique or different about Cho-Tzu here, except that the people who populate it come from the far east. Actually, I think in the Shackles they're considered more the far west, would probably be more accurate. So,
Right.
Yeah, here, let me get you, I'm assuming you guys pull up.
Yeah.
Roll in.
Excellent. What flag are you flying?
Chellish naval
we
flag.
currently do
No.
No.
Well,
no.
when we commandeered this vessel, it probably had like a trading. What colors did it bear before we stole it?
Yeah, actually, that's a good question. I don't recall that it actually had any.
I don't believe it did actually have any colors. What you guys would have found after you ransacked it would be, of course, a merchant ship colors, which are similar to what you see pirate flying on the Inevitable, but the colors are accurate. Yeah.
Inverted for them.
So what you have would be,
Ours are
if I
correct,
remember
right, yeah.
correctly, it's 2 gold coins with a chalice in the middle of it, and then a chain kind of going diagonally across.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty neat. Yeah, so I mean, with all the efforts we made when we first acquired this ship to make it seem street legal, I think we definitely would have been flying that flag the whole time up to this point. But particularly now, as we come up to these watchtowers where they're clearly going to be checking us out as we're rolling in, yeah, we'll be flying the merchant flag for sure.
Alright, so here is some absolute hilarity. I hope you guys remember what Cobb's End, not Cobb's End, what was the name of that? Hag's Reach? Hag's End? Whatever it was called.
Hag's Reach, yeah.
Here's another one of those beautiful janky maps.
Amazing.
It's so
I love
good.
it.
Love it.
It's so good.
So I hope everything should look more or less okay here. Perfect. things. Yeah, so it's pretty straightforward. Of course, the floating island is, as I said, completely ramshackle. Everyone's just kind of built in on top of each other. There is very little room to breathe on there, and as you guys are downwind from it, you can smell the sewage. You see the change of watercolor kind of coming off of it from refuse and litter and other sorts of things there. And you can hear, of course, the sounds of any sort of settlement, people talking, cheering, kids playing, things like that are coming through as well.
From where we are, can we see? Are there any other vessels at the main docks, like this area here,
yes,
this
there
area
are.
over
I didn't
here?
bother putting any in because the assumption is just that there's a ton of them. There's nothing particularly
Sure.
noteworthy here. No ships that you guys would have encountered thus far, I think. So.
Does there look like there's any kind of like a clear organization to the way they are all docked, or is it just kind of where they pulled up and there was a spot
a little bit of
available
column A, a
when they
little bit
got
of column
there, kind of
B.
thing?
You do see that bigger, more what's the word I'm looking for here? Affluent ships, yeah,
Affluent?
that's a great word, are actually on the west side of the docks, where the east side does have smaller ships, but there's no, it doesn't appear to be any other rhyme or reason for why they're in the locations that they are. They're just kind of there, right?
Yeah.
Up that way.
And then, do we see any other ones
You do see
flying
a
the
few
same
merchant
colors?
ships, yes.
Okay. So Eldon will kind of gesture to Morgan and gesture to the other merchant flags and say, "We're gonna head over there roughly," and he's gonna kind of, oh yeah, I remember something. Eldon's gonna go below decks and go retrieve the ledger, his ledger with our merchant papers.
That's right.
And
You
just
guys
kind of
did
have
spend
that
some
on hand.
Serious time forging those. Is that right? Am I remembering that?
It was a while ago,
yeah,
but yep.
we forged some pretty legit looking.
Yeah, for the sake
merchant
of
papers,
newcomers
yes.
and of course
Ownership
Khan
and
here,
merchant
who was
papers,
not
yes.
a part of this, but even though he definitely did go and watch every episode on YouTube, right, Khan?
Definitely.
Yep. He actually sent me like a pretty detailed essay as we had outlined. I was very proud.
Excellent.
I was watching so many. I started choking.
Yeah, I know it you get overcome with emotion.
Yeah,
I
he
understand.
had 40
It's a lot to
screens
relive.
going at
Chokes
once.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like the monkeys in 28 Days Later.
I absorbed all the information.
Yeah.
Ready for 29 years later or 28 years later? Because that's apparently the sequel that we need right now.
You know what?
jeez.
I got a soft spot for that series.
I
It was
am right there with
horrifying
you,
everything.
honestly. Like, 28 Days Later is a great movie. Anyway, keeping on track here. Yes, lots of ships. Yes, you guys do have your totally legitimate papers that say your totally legitimate merchant vessel. And yeah, I mean, do what you want to do. So you got the ramshackle island in front of you, and you do, of course. So the walls there are cliff faces, I should mention. So
Like sheer cliff face.
not
like,
sheer cliff face. Like, it's definitely not. These aren't like 100-foot cliffs we're talking about here. Like, we're talking like 20 feet at max. Not 20 feet, like say 30, 40 feet. Like, definitely not high enough that high enough that you can't easily breach them, but
They're also not manufactured though, so they
Exactly.
are kind of rough and tumble, and
exactly,
they've got
yeah.
a bit of slope
Yeah,
to
like
them
if
and
you
all
guys
that. Okay.
you have every reason to believe if you make it through the main gates, which are this big dude over here, this big beautiful shrine here that encompasses the entrance.
Oh, I just realized I was muted when I made the joke.
Yeah,
Damn it, that's
Dun,
why.
dun,
no, we heard you.
uh.
We just didn't think it was funny.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I was like, this
Yes,
feels like a
correct.
Rorschach ink plot. Like, what is this?
So, it's 100%.
it was a good
Yeah,
joke.
dude. I honestly, I kind of love these maps. Remind me of old RPGs.
Oh, it looks. Gives me eight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives me like.
Yeah, I
8-bit
kind of
vibes.
do love them. I wish I had the time and energy to actually like open up Ink Spell. No, those are the books. Incarnate.
Those
Those are
were
the
books.
delightful
Yes.
books.
I got you.
I've not read since I was a tween.
Remember the movie?
I think I've got
I
a
think I
couple
do
of them on
as
my
well. I
shelf
think I have
actually.
Incarnate and Ink Spell on my shelf in that order, because even though I'm pretty sure it's the other way around,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Incarnate.
Brendan Fraser. Anyway, yeah. So you guys are headed to the docks, I imagine.
Yeah, we'll pull up at somewhere. There's some space along the eastern docks with the other merchant ships. Trying to find a relatively inconspicuous place near
All
the
right,
edges.
perfect. Yeah, by all means, I believe you guys should have control of the party token, right? Perfect.
Yes.
Success.
All right. We'll pull up
Yeah,
like
sure.
right around
So
there.
you do
Why
find
not?
yourself a bit of a gap there. You are a very small ship. It doesn't take a lot of space to hold you guys. But as you guys do begin the process of mooring, a man does approach your ship. Now, he is a very... he's dressed in government attire, like he definitely belongs to local government. And he approaches the
bureaucrat.
ship with a big list in front of him on what would be the medieval equivalent of a clipboard, I guess. And he comes up to you and it says, "Where's your captain?"
Oh,
I feel like Morgan would. Well, actually, I don't really know.
Who's the- just us conferring. Who's the next person in charge?
Morgan.
I mean,
Morgan.
Morgan,
Morgan
I
is
guess.
definitely the first
All
mate.
right. I just point.
Morgan is the first mate, but
Okay. That would. Our captain is currently deaf. I am the acting.
you could just tap him on the shoulder.
He's
He's
not
not
an
dumb. He's not blind.
Okay,
Just
fine,
tap him on the damn
tap him-
shoulder, guys.
Tapping him on the shoulder
Like,
first.
I'm deaf, not stupid.
I don't know, man. You did
Jesus
pick up the dagger. Like, hold on. Pump the brakes
I know.
there, champ.
No,
That's greed. That's
that's
different.
dumb, not stupid.
That's right. There is a difference.
You can tap him on the shoulder.
That was unwise. That was not necessarily stupid.
Not dumb.
Elvin's not stupid. He's just a little unwise.
Very
There's a very distinct difference. So
Okay.
yeah, seeing the dude approaching the ship, Eldon will kind of turn
Yep.
and flag him down as the
Okay,
captain.
And he
Oh.
permission to come aboard.
Eldon's gonna kind of turn to Morgan.
She'll just
What'd he say?
yeah, she's just gonna kind of gesture that he's asking to come on board.
Yeah, come aboard.
He has some lackeys come up and lower a gangplank for him to come across, and he cruises the ship up and down.
Yeah.
Besmar's pleasure. Haven't seen you in quite some time. You're actually a little bit late. We expected you a month ago.
Eldon's gonna kind of turn to Morgan again.
Morgan playing interpreter right now is amazing.
Sign language.
Same thing. She's gonna try to like kind of sign language it out for him.
Can I get a linguistics check, please?
Oh no!
Roll a
I'm
two.
assuming
What'd you call my
I'm gonna
mother?
roll an intelligence check to see if he can figure out what she's going for.
I think this would be two linguistics here. One to make and one to.
One to make, one to
All right.
interpret.
We're
Let's
doomed.
do it.
We're both untrained. This is not good.
Yeah, there it is. The two.
Oh, that's just that
Oh.
top right there.
It's a poor
All right, so
interpretation,
Morgan, you
but
managed
great.
to get something along the lines of, the ship is late, and Eldon understands something along the lines of he's asking us out for dinner.
4 words.
Eldon's just gonna kind of, not today. Just that's all he's gonna say.
Not today.
Everybody is equally confused. And Eldon looks like visibly
he
confused.
realized-
He's like, that's definitely not what he asked. Eldon's like, that's definitely not what he asked, but I have literally no idea what she's going for here.
He looks at you and says, "Okay." I assume he turns to Morgan. You're the first mate.
That would be me.
Excellent. Now, can you speak for the captain, because he very clearly is an idiot, or apologies, Captain, deaf. And he turns and like does a little like bow to you as he says that.
Eldon gives him a respectful head nod back.
It's the later. Yeah, we ran into some trouble. You know, pirates, that sort of thing.
Yes, pirates, the shackles. Makes sense. Now, what brings you here today? Are you coming to pick up more product, or why are you here?
Product into resupply.
Excellent, excellent. And I believe you do have your tithe ready, of course.
Do you?
Do you?
Ask him.
There's a tie.
Jesus Christ! Is Morgan even a human being?
I
What
wanna-
the fuck is happening
listen,
right now?
I'll just turn to him and I'll do the joke now. I'll try to communicate tithe in whatever, however the hell this needs to be done.
Eldon will see like Khan making a
he
very
just
easy
does this.
gesture for money.
Yeah.
Eldon's gonna go, how much? Remind us how much.
One.
I like the idea that he tries to communicate, needs to pay, and then Eldon's just like,
Well, as is tradition, 1/10 of your value of your cargo's value.
what's it?
1/10 of our cargo's value,
What's the
so
kid worth?
nothing.
Reef claw.
Nothing.
Spook!
No!
Literally nothing.
Not Reef Claw.
There's also dinner.
So, I guess I mean Eldon can't hear this, right? But like by 1/10 of the cargo's value, is he implying 1/10 of
Yes.
what we're offloading,
1/10
or
of
1/10 of just everything on the vessel?
I mean, we could get good money for Spook.
We offloading anything?
Yes, we're here to
liquidate all
offload
of-
a lot of things.
Okay, okay.
That's why we're here.
Listen, I don't know these
What do you
things.
mean? You told me you watched
Yeah,
all
that's
of
why
our
we
episodes.
were coming here was to
Colin.
offload.
I missed
Oh,
that
geez.
part. Okay, I must have fallen asleep.
Okay, well here, let me do some
Specifically,
quick
every time
mathematics.
cargo was mentioned,
Cargo space.
and I'd wake up when it ended.
Cargo Bloom.
Cargo can't sleep.
So Eldon's going to. I mean, somebody's got to tell me how much, but like Eldon's got the
Yeah.
book. Eldon's got the ledger.
I'll just do one.
As you guys are
slash
figuring
10.
this out, much to Eldon's horror, Smooth Brain appears on deck.
I shoot smooth
We
brain.
put him back in the box. He's in the box. He can't get out of the
I
box. We
sim-
put him back.
I simply shoot smooth brain.
His logics are literally in a locked box.
We
He
assume
cannot
we
get
can't
out.
get out of the box.
Put him back in the box. Shut your mouth.
We haven't have that proven.
I literally made a point of last episode attempting to whisper to Spook and ended up yelling to check that Smooth Rain was back in the box and that it was locked. I actually
That's true,
explicitly
you
said
did
that last
explicitly
episode.
Yeah, he checked. It
Yeah.
wasn't locked. It was unlocked. It was already gone.
And Spook probably told you that. Like, it's unlocked. I can't do anything. And you're like, yep.
Copal back in the damn chest.
All right, fine. Smooth Brain does not appear on deck.
Oh, come on. We
He's
could have seen how much.
This is already gonna get killed here.
Come on. We could have seen how
As
much.
you guys
Smooth
were
Brain
trying
was.
to figure out what a tithe is, you feel more and more cannons getting pointed at you.
As Khan was like gesturing 1/10, Eldon kind of figured out what they're doing. Eldon's flipping through the ledger, and he goes in and he pulls out because he's also got he brought some of the coin with him. Eldon's going to pull out because I think I have enough. I might not have quite enough for this, but let me double check because we do have some coin in the ship fund still. Let me just double check how much we had. I wrote it down. So we were sitting on 741 gold in the ship's coffers. Let me just double check what I've got on me. Okay, yeah, so we're not going to tell him everything we're offloading. Ooh, nice. Oh, that's sick.
Great.
Okay, so we're not going to tell him how much we're offloading. We're going to tell him, obviously, we're going to pay the tithe for 10% of what we're offloading, of course. Which is going to be... and a lot of what we're offloading is quote-unquote currency already, so we don't actually need to offload much at all here. I'm going to tell him we're offloading all the gems and then some of the more, like 2 of the more expensive items. So we're going to tell him that we're offloading somewhere in the ballpark of 1,300. I'm going to pull out 130
roll
gold.
for me, please.
Absolutely.
And then don't forget to roll your volume knob as well.
that.
Yes.
That is a
15
30
for a
bluff.
30. NBD.
I mean,
I built him to do like 2 things: hit you with lightning and lie. That's all
Well,
he's
let me
good at.
roll the opposed
If
check.
I'm
Sense motive.
Hey, make sure you roll for volume first. If America's taught us anything, that makes your bluff better.
That's right. That's right. Let's see that volume.
What's that say? We lost the
Uh-oh.
stream cam.
Oh, we did lose
Yeah.
a stream cam. What the heck? Where did my stream cam go?
Loud noises. It's just vibing.
Do it live.
Oh, my the
Live.
Chrome tab froze. Quick F5.
Yeah,
and,
that happens.
Not even
Oh, nice.
F5 actually. It looks like we're back.
Oh,
Ta-da! We are
We're
back.
back. Woo! I know how to read.
All right. Anywho. Yeah, we lie. We tell the dude like 130 gold is 10% of what
Mhm.
we're offloading.
Mhm.
Excellent. And he takes 130 gold. He writes something down, and now, and he turns to Morgan, and you see this man crack a grin here. I should mention here that you don't appear to be the same crew that was on the ship the last time you made port. And he holds out his hand expectedly.
Eldon, seeing him crack this particular cheeky grin and holding out his hand, Eldon's gonna flip and pull out the papers and hand them to Morgan. Say, give him the papers. Listen, Eldon has learned a lot of lessons lately. He's feeling a little careful right
He's been
now.
death gripping these papers since he started.
Since we made him, he's
Oh,
had
this
these
is-
papers in the back pocket for this
There's a
exact
visible
reason.
sweat stain in the shape of Eldon's hand just from clenching these
Yeah.
papers.
I can't read half.
And then
of this.
as Morgan goes to hand him the papers, Eldon's gonna go with like bad volume control. He's gonna go, one in a card game.
He stops and peruses the papers, and yeah, you do see him raise an eyebrow at the one in a card game, but he does, after looking at the papers, nod a bit and hands the papers back to you. So it seems. Quite the value. Well, I'm sure I needn't remind you of the rules here of Cho-Tzu.
Could you though, just for everybody involved?
Yeah, I mean, Eldon still cannot hear what he's saying, so somebody's got to step up here. For the love of
Morgan,
God.
Morgan is
Yes!
gonna say, if you wouldn't mind reminding us, just in case there's anything we might miss.
Of course. No unlicensed magic. Of course, that's the primary one. Other things. All merchants must stick to the east side of the river. You're not allowed on the west banks. And of course, all transactions must of course be recorded and brought to the tellers at the gate when you leave, showing what it is you picked up, from whom, and how much you purchased. And lastly, no one from, and you see him kind of frown and wave his hands towards the raft island here. No one from there allowed on the coast, and as he's like turning away, and of course, do not speak with the slaves.
Thank you for the reminder.
Right, reminder. And he, you see him kind of mark something into his board there, and he disappears onto the dock and going towards a new ship that has just pulled up.
Perfect.
Quint kind of like walks out of the shadows once the coast is more clear. He like takes this like blackened, charred wooden board that he has, takes a piece of chalk and hands it to the captain.
Chalkboard.
Thank you, sir.
Eldon's got the chalk.
Aye, Captain.
So first thing Eldon's gonna do is turn and go, all right, where's the damn cleric?
Well, that would be something to ask once you get in town. All right, so I mean, you guys have the party marker. Move abouts, do what you must.
So I guess more or less where we are is kind of the main docks, so we can kind of, I guess.
Yep, you guys can. You guys would go through the main gates. You do have to, of course, check in, get your document stamped. Oh, that's me. I made a mistake there. Once the dock worker saw that what you guys had was legitimate and kind of checked you off, he did hand you a writ that basically says you're allowed to dock here for 24 hours and to present this at the gate when you go to enter the city and when you leave.
Perfect.
I do have a brief question, just because I went to pull up the stream. Is the map supposed to look like the one you have, Dio, or do we have the one like the joke is the Rorschach? ink
What?
blot?
No, this is just what the map looks like.
Okay, mine does not look like
What?
that.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
What?
Like, let me take a screenshot and then I'll.
Mine looks like
Yeah,
8-bit.
Yeah.
That's
Dungeon
what it's
Yeah.
supposed to look like, is 8-bit dungeon map.
Let me just take a screenshot.
What the heck?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Might have to do a refresh.
Yeah, I'm going to in a minute.
Yeah.
Also, I
Yep,
think
I
we
just
gotta
saw
kick
that.
Tazak out of the game. He
Well,
can't.
now
seem
the
to-
Rorschach joke makes more sense.
Yeah. That's
I was
what
like,
I'm
I guess it's pretty, like, blotchy. I can kind of
Yeah.
see that. Tazak, you have been kicked.
Perfect. Thanks,
Huzzah.
man.
Gone forever.
Waiting for the screenshot.
It's in the Discord.
Oh, good lord. Oh wow.
Realized I should have put it in the thing, but
Oh wait, I can actually almost see.
there are bits and pieces where
Whoa.
because he like illustrated towards the gate, and I'm like, okay,
That
I can
is
see that
wild.
actually.
So none of
being
you
the
guys see
gate.
that.
Wow.
No,
No.
it's
No, I see. But now that I'm
I-
looking at it, like I can totally
Yeah, I
see
can
why
see
it looks
Yeah.
like that.
is
But at the same time, like
insanity.
it
It
like
does, it
kind
does,
of
it
maps
does a
up,
little
but
bit.
like not quite. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's
definitely do
a
an F5
big
on that one.
F5
That's,
there. Oh man, okay.
that's a big old
That's-
refresher.
Yeah,
Okay.
alright.
Cho-Tzu in Minecraft.
Yeah, look,
Crap.
like it was said, the Rorschach joke makes more
Yeah.
sense.
I mean,
now.
like I could see it. I'm like, this is more than
Jesus.
just black and white, but like I guess it's a little Rorschach-y.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Okay. So, now you said the main gate is the piece, the obviously the shrine looking piece, and then from there, does that go up to the top? Like, does that like stairs that go up to the top of the
basically
cliff,
cliff's
or
just kind
what
of
happens from
immediately sloped
there?
down. So this is just a river that goes into the back, and then you just kind of get off by the bridge, get off, and do what you want to do. Like there's walkways to get you where you're going. Yep. So you'll be able to access basically the whole bit of the city. You just have to, stamp your papers. You wait in line. There is of course a queue for any sort of busy port.
Eldon has made a conscious decision to stay in between his party and a good distance from getting in anyone else's way, and deliberately
While
put
you guys
Morgan in
are
front of
walking
him.
on the dock, it seems that you can find the repressed everywhere you look, and there are multiple beggars, most of which are missing limbs, some of which are children, even, and all of them are emaciated and look like they haven't had a good meal in months.
No. God damn it.
Mm-mm.
Can't do this to me.
Free food. See, that's Khan's drawback is that he has to eat people.
Yeah. Actually, very serious.
Ugh, could you imagine?
You make the joke deal, but are they like not a fan of me?
What? You, an elf?
The monstrous
Oh,
shadow.
Most people aren't even noticing. There's so many around.
They're
not
like-
even paying
they
attention.
like they see it and they're like, oh, food. Oh, they're more disappointed than
Yeah,
like
no, your monster shadow is blending into the crowd. No one's paying any sort of attention to you.
perfect. Oh, it's just a guy with a weird shadow. We see that every other
Yeah.
day.
Mm. Yes, the shadow.
Mhm.
Forgot about
Shadow.
that.
Yeah. So I'm like,
That
I'll
shadow's
rep
name?
this.
Ricky Gervais.
Yeah. Gervais.
Damn.
Alright.
All right. So yeah, we'll wait in line. We'll get our thing stamped. I'll hand Morgan the papers again to get them stamped, and then take them back and
All
keep,
right.
keep the ledger tucked.
Well, let me
as
just
we
kind of discuss some of these new tokens that you guys have seen, because obviously this is a significantly bigger settlement than what Hag's Reach was. So in no particular order, just because this is what's most pressing to you, what you have here is a trader. This is where you're expected to go and unload your loot and get your money back. They just kind of buy everything in bulk, fair market value. There's no real haggling in it. You just put stuff in, you get stuff out. Quick, easy, efficient.
Yep.
Nothing to worry about, right? You put in loot, get out gold. You don't actually buy anything there. Now, of course, these are houses. Pretty straightforward. Here, once you guys do get to there, you'll get some more information on there. But that is what is essentially a prison camp. And then over here in the back top right-hand corner, you have a mill, a granary, a goods shop where you buy stuff from said tannery and blacksmith, and then in the back is a massive what's the word I'm looking for here? Not mine. Open pit quarry. That's it. Where presumably the slave labor, prison folk work. And there is stables that do lead off to a path that goes into the majority of the island there. And then watchtowers are pretty straightforward as to what the watchtowers are.
Presumably somebody told Eldon that we're not supposed to cross the bridge.
I would hope so.
Or is that
which bridge? Sorry. Oh, is that a bridge?
We're not supposed to cross. Oh, we're not supposed to cross the river.
I thought that
to the
was
other side, right? That was one of the rules.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was like a secondary gate
that
thing.
Is,
my bad.
Yeah,
I will now communicate
that is very much a bridge. I know. I stretched it out. I thought about doing 2.
I'll turn to look at him, point at the bridge, and just go.
Yeah.
Actually, would he have that pseudo chalkboard with him at this point?
Yes, but Eldon
can hear
still
someone
speak.
say it to him. Yeah,
I can still speak, so me writing on the chalkboard is literally worthless.
Realistically,
somebody else,
somebody else were writing on it.
So Eldon, but see, it makes the most sense to keep the chalkboard with Eldon so he can have conversations.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you just grab it. And
I can just give it to people. Yeah. No, I got that. I'm giving it to people.
It's very.
But I presume we took a minute to get somebody to tell me the rules.
We just
so we
write
don't
down.
die.
We write it down on the slate and turn it around.
God, I hope so.
Yeah.
No bridge, no slave, and.
Now wait, Eldon can read, right?
The last one.
Yes.
God, that would be the ultimate plot twist. He's illiterate.
He has 13 intelligence. Yes, he can read.
Just because he's smart doesn't mean he can read. Okay?
I think it actually means he has 130 IQ. Is how there's a direct correlation because 100 IQ is average, right?
God damn.
Yeah. 10
10
is exactly average intelligence, so. Right, so yeah, I imagine you guys go unload your loot. Z, I'll leave that up to you to update the loot sheet. You get all your gold back, split it out however much you.
Now, when we're offloading loot, are they recording those transactions though?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay. Yeah.
Can we roll something to?
I'm gonna do some math in the back.
I've done the
here,
math. Just so I don't raise my hand to tell the teacher we had homework, I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah. Anybody who was there and saw me pull out the 130 gold and either is probably concerned that I misunderstood the 10%, or is concerned that we might get into trouble for something here.
Oh,
our staff captain heard 1%, not 10.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know the value of the hold.
That's closer.
Oh God, they're gonna hang me because I did nothing.
And for the record, at one point, Quint would have wrote on this very shitty chalkboard, tithe equals 10%.
Yeah. Okay.
Great. Now it's a conscious.
10% of what?
Total. Got it.
Exactly. 10% exactly.
10% of whatever you want to give.
So okay, yeah, I'll figure out some math here in a second. But as we're going through the gate, Eldon, again keeping a respectful distance, is going to lean to somebody, either Quint or Morgan, and go clerical services, and hand him the chalkboard.
Now the map that we see, is this something that we, like, as players, maybe we've seen a rough map?
Yes, you have seen a rough
like,
map of the town. You do know.
Cool.
You strolled in and
Quint
you are
give you guys a quick rundown of the other tokens too, if you want, what the other icons mean.
Quint would say, like, to the west is a chapel, and then, like, deity question marks.
Eldon's looking at the bridge going, concerns. Eldon has concerns. Are there guards on the bridge? Okay, fair enough. Okay, so yeah, so I guess we'll go offload loot first. If we're just doing fair market value for stuff as it is, let's go offload all the gems because they're easy to offload and I can easily do their value here. And then we'll offload the. Let me just double check here. And then we'll offload all the debris from the Cutlass Spider, which I think we got a value of about 400 gold worth. So we'll offload all the gems and we'll offload all the spider debris, which should basically net us 1596, just under 1600 gold.
All right, 1600 gold. Perf.
So let me just math the math real quick, and I'll mark that those are liquidated. Just because that's probably some of the heavier stuff we've got anyway, and we can sit on the rest for the time being so we don't get into too much trouble. We'll test the waters with a little bit of an overestimation and see what happens there.
Sorry, guys, just gotta check something really quick. I'm a little irritated with Amazon at the moment. I have simple instructions. Leave my stuff at the back door. This is the third time where they don't leave my stuff at the back door. And I even had notes
Classic.
taped to the doors that say, "Call me." You know what they didn't do? Yep.
I'll call you.
I have
By
it
the sounds
written
of
in 3 spots. Leave it at the back door. I have it on the buzzer code, on the access code, and or the fob location, I think it is, because you have... Anyway, doesn't matter. I will fight with Amazon support tomorrow. For now, okay, quick rundown of what you guys are looking at. Now, nothing... I will say, you do successfully sell 1600 gold worth of stuff. Nobody, the teller at the tradesman post doesn't say anything. Nothing happens, right? So I should put you guys...
Yep. Eldon will make a note in his ledger of what we sold off and what we got, that we got our gold for it, add it to our list. And then Eldon wants to, with at least whoever's with us, if everyone's together or whatever, but Eldon would like to step towards the bridge and address one of the guards there. And well, with help from one of our
of course,
hearing folk, and basically inquire about what, if there's any possibility of getting our hands on some clerical services.
The guard looks you up and down, and he kind of sniffs the air as you approach, and says, of course, if you have your passport.
Eldon just blinks at him.
I'll grab the tablet off him and just write passport with a question mark.
Passport? No, have not yet acquired a passport. Where would I go about acquiring or applying?
You are given one by the ruling family here, and I can't actually remember the name of the pirate family that runs this place. Yep.
Ah, gotcha. So.
Oh,
this is a bit of a derail, but I meant to ask this earlier. When the original dockmaster had indicated there was an island not to visit, that was the main big island in the middle,
right?
That
was the
okay.
floating city there.
Cool. And
what did they call them again?
What?
Not dispossessed. Don't.
He just referred to the them, and then don't talk to
the slaves. Yes.
With the
property.
Mm-hmm.
The slaves, yeah.
Okay. I thought he had them.
Like
I thought they called it something. Okay.
No trouble. And then, so why were we scared of the bridge?
You can't cross.
Is it because that's...
We're not allowed... explicitly, the rule is we can't go across.
Okay.
What you just learned about the passport.
We just learned about a passport, yeah. But we were told no crossing the bridge. West side of the bridge is off limits. And we just found out that we need a passport from the ruling family in order to
so
get across
there is
there.
Actually can give you the name. It is the Shenchu family. Turns out Shenchu Bay is named after the family, not the Shenchu pirates are named after the bay.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
All right. Eldon will kind of respectfully bow his head to the guards, and then we'll turn and head towards away from the bridge for the moment.
As you turn to walk away, a guard does tap you with the butt of his spear, gently, not like aggressively at all, just kind of get your attention.
Yeah.
And he does say, he looks at you up and down, and he says, my father was a veteran of many wars, and he too lost his hearing, it seems, as is the case for you. I shouldn't tell you this, but perhaps, and he makes a gesture with his hands, an island with his hands kind of going like this and bobbing up and down.
Mm.
And he whispers
Gotcha.
into your ear.
Well, not into. Well, he
All
gets
the
Eldon's
exact
attention, but he
instructions.
whispers into his yeah.
Yeah, he's talking to somebody else.
That's
yeah.
right.
He whispers sweet nothings.
In Eldon's ear, he whispers where to find the Holy Grail.
Yep.
And the other two
And the other two
heathen
heathen
blades.
blades.
Where the 9 pieces of 8 are.
Oh, I can tell you where the heathen blades are. Come on, guys.
We're pretty
I'm
sure we
surprised you
know
don't
where one
the
of
other
them
one
might
is
be.
because you have been introduced to it. Anyway,
Why you do things to me?
Check the notes, check the notes, check the notes, check the notes.
Why are you doing that to me? You're gonna mess me up.
okay,
You messed
so
me
you
up,
guys,
man.
so
The Rolodex is just spinning at 60 miles an hour right now. You messed me right up. Okay, we'll deal with that later. Right. So let's think about this. I mean, Eldon will turn to Quinn and say, "Do we need any supplies or anything else while we're here?"
Quinn looks at him sheepishly and just nods. Kind of rubs his belly.
Eldon will think for a second. He'll pull out like 15 of the gold we just got, or 20 of the gold, and just hand it to Quint and say, "Get whatever you need. Bring me the rest."
all right. Do we need a second party marker there so that Quint can? Okay.
No. I think well, Eldon's just gonna kind of peruse around outside and stay away from people. If Quint wants to go into the shop and poke around, Eldon's just gonna hang out outside and with the ledger and stay out of trouble as best he can.
Then in a bit, I will actually take this opportunity here. If you guys do want to know what the other tokens on the map mean.
Most of them seem pretty straightforward, but
Yeah.
I'll take the
Sure.
opportunity.
Why not? I mean, I think it makes
Library.
sense. Like we got like
Yeah.
library,
Chapel, graveyard.
Yep.
church,
Presumably the passport
graveyard.
station.
So that one's not as
Passport
explicit.
office or some
what,
other-
what that kind of delineates is let's call it the foreign quarter, where this little
Correct.
walled off section of the town is. Not much. You guys wouldn't have much information on that. You just know that those walls exist. Yeah.
It's a walled community, basically. With like
Yes.
that's like the checkpoint to get in.
And
Cool. And then
Yep, the
obviously a
of
stable.
course. This is obviously the garrison. We'll just call these the watchtowers surrounding it that are much more fortified than the ones on the cliffside, but the cliffs themselves make for pretty solid fortifications.
Crenellations.
And then the last one over here is where the paid workers live. These are the tenement buildings where the paid workers get to spend their nightlife. Yep.
Cool.
Alrighty, so yes, you guys do peruse the shop, and it's all very official. There for a city that's run by pirates, this is a very well-oiled machine. There isn't a lot of violence that you're seeing. There isn't, pirate flags aplenty. Everyone is weirdly respective of the rules of the land, and yeah, it's a clean place. There's no real roughhousing going along. Eldon, as you are walking around, you do get to see where the slaves get to spend their time. It is not good living at all. Most of them don't even have roofs over their heads, sort of deal. So it's a pretty rough spot. But yeah, you do come to the shop there where they do sell everything. That's kind of the reason why it exists. So, now, Quint, I believe you were taking the lead on that?
So yeah, his mind is definitely on food. We've been living on a very limited supply.
Hagfish and reef claw.
Pretty much, yeah. He's been creative, but yeah, digging past all the mold and the ticks. So I'm doing a little bit of Googling on my end, but his priority is to get some fine food.
Okay.
It is his prerogative to go for the fancier ingredients, but for the sake of everyone here, he is going to err on the side of quantity over quality and try to compensate on his end.
Okay.
Now, that's a lot of words. We definitely need food provisions. in theory, he's still in the market for lumber. He mostly wants to use it to craft more dining supplies, including a nice fine dining table and more serving utensils. But he also wants to have something on hand for potential repairs. But we're working with a very limited budget currently. Yeah, that's the raw information as to how things actually go down. And well, I guess we'll see.
All right. Well, it looks like for most rations, it appears to be a silver piece per day. For that's like a day's worth of food. Seems to be the consensus from what I'm seeing here.
That's good.
Or no, sorry, it's a copper piece, but for the fancier stuff, it's a silver piece. So
Quentin would err on the side of fancy if possible.
Yeah.
So we got okay, 1, 2 for the people. We've got Eldon, Quint, Tazik, Khan, Morgan. Then we've got Reefclaw, who we're gonna say Reefclaw. It counts as 2.
Too fancy for a reef claw? Or...
He's also just eating the remnants of this like 6 reef claws.
You know what?
That we
That's
just
fair.
killed,
You know
so
what?
He's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
fed for
I'll just
a
count
long
one.
while. Actually,
one
Quint will eat. Given the fact that Quint literally begins to starve to death after 12 hours, and he is a halfling, Quint counts for at least 2. So we'll add 1 more to the total. At least 2, probably.
Sorry,
3.
if it helps you at all, spook counts for 1/3.
Yeah, perfect.
yeah, spook and reef claw could count for like 2.
Smooth Brain
1.5.
handles himself with his sandwich.
Allegedly.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Allegedly.
oh, we've got the rats. That's we can probably.
Hey, listen, Tazik has
use
a
that
name.
Okay,
So is
so we are going to be at sea for at least, I would assume, another week before making it into port. We can do some of this math behind the scenes, but that sounds to me like at least 8 times about
Did you
like.
include Edmund?
I didn't, and I will not.
All right.
He has not been joining us for meals, to be fair, so he has not been eating.
I will actually include Edmund. So it would be about 64 silver pieces for a week's worth of food with my very vague calculation there. So it's a lot of 64 silver pieces. So that's what is it, a 10 to 1
That's
ratio?
right.
Okay,
10 to 1.
okay, not bad.
So that's like
So-
for 7
Totally.
gold. You're covered with a
Quint
bit of
would want to
excess.
get 2 weeks of provisions if possible.
Mhm.
So that easy enough. 14 gold pieces. That leaves 6 left over for some lumber or any other things people want to hop in on.
Yeah, and I should mention, just to kind of not say necessarily retcon, just to kind of fix a poor explanation. Edmund does join you guys for meals. He just doesn't eat a lot when he's there. Like he more picks at his food. He definitely does ingest some of it. He just doesn't eat as ravenously as some of you would.
Yeah,
I guess like 800 years old. So
yeah.
What makes you say that?
He's older than time.
The fact that he's
But you
decidedly
guys hit him
undead.
with detect undead.
Yeah, and I got the most ambiguous answer
we got the-
possible.
What was that? What was the answer I gave you?
Yeah.
Remind us.
It was honestly your answer was, well, I wonder, this guy who's been around forever and doesn't seem to eat in front of you, I wonder, is he undead? And you didn't even answer the question. So I was like, yep, not undead.
No,
left it at
I
that.
just did answer.
You just pleaded.
I thought
just
I did
pleaded the
answer the
fifth.
question. The answer is no. He
Okay,
did not
cool.
detect undead.
Yeah, he didn't
Yes.
officially
Sounds
think
good.
as undead.
Officially banned. Oh shit.
There are things other than undead, though.
Certainly.
Let's be clear. Especially when you're dealing with, he wants to go to Besmara's to get something that is his. He wants to go to Besmara's realm, to a deity's realm, to get something that is his. Yeah, I'm thinking the dude's not quite mortal.
not only her realm, her literal
Oh, and at
treasure
this point,
chest.
Eldon actually kind of has an epiphany and realizes he wanted to purchase something else. So Eldon's gonna duck his head in and make his absolute best effort to communicate this to Quint or to whoever's there, kind of actually probably to Tazik specifically, he communicates to Tazik as kind of respectful volume as he can possibly
Taking
muster.
a 20 on the volume
He's
control,
gonna,
gotcha.
he's gonna go. Yeah, of course. He's gonna go to Tazik and go, magical crafting reagents, and hand Tazik a little pouch that's got like 100, or no, not 100. What was I gonna do? I was gonna do, because we had some money here. I'll figure it out after. But I wanted to inquire about what they've got, if they've got any stock of like magical crafting reagents, things that we might need now that Eldon's been tinkering with some tattooing shenanigans.
Tazik is going to roll linguistics, because I stashed a point in there to get a 12, to basically like indicate that, or that Eldon's talking about tattoos, and confirm that with him.
Yes, nod.
Perfect. So Tazik like nods and indicates that he understands, and starts poking around, and basically finds the first person he can and asks, "Hey, where can we like? Where's the maid shop or an arcanist or anything along those lines?"
Or do they have anything arcane here? Even
I'm going to remind you guys, no unlicensed magic.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah.
doing magic. We're just,
we're not casting magic.
Maybe
Mm,
they're
that's
licensed.
just trying to find a licensed person.
We're not going to practice unlicensed magic in town. We just want stuff to create magical
Gotcha.
things
Okay,
later.
well, that's totally fair. And you do, I would imagine you ask the shop owner, or not the shop owner, but the guy who's working at the shop, the general goods store.
Yeah.
And he says, yeah, you can get all sorts of magical stuff here. Unfortunately, not on this side of the river. You do have your passport on you, yeah?
No, unfortunately, I left my passport in my other pants.
Does Tazik even wear pants?
That is a good question.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
For
Anyway.
this
Does
joke,
wear
yes.
pants? That's a question I didn't realize
Yeah.
I wanted answered.
Check the token. Check the token.
He's got pants on. He's got pants on.
Yeah, do
Does he have a
quick
belt?
check.
So yeah, okay. So Tazik will come back, presumably communicate passport.
Yeah. Passport, other side of river.
And Eldon will go, damn. Fair enough.
Yep, darn passports.
Tazik nods.
Alrighty. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to do on land here? Yeah, and yes, season. There's all sorts of lumber and like legitimately everything mundane is available at this shop.
Yeah.
Tazik's gonna need some like iron and wood and flint and various weapon related things.
Well, that's all going on. Is there? I don't know if this is a thing for Pathfinder or if there's an actual thing for it. Essentially, like listening for rumors or just like picking up on sort of the local gossip.
Yes.
what would that-
And
What would that be under?
Diplomacy, I want to say. I
Like, is
wanna
that
say it's
diplomacy?
I think it's gathering information.
Yeah. Gathering information. I think and gathering rumors is usually diplomacy.
Yeah, so
I
if you
think.
wanna
Yeah, I
make
think
a-
that sounds right.
Yeah, gather.
Gather information. Yeah.
How long? Because I just went to look. It takes 1d4 hours of work. So my question is, like to everybody else, also I guess to Dio, like how long did it take from getting off the ship to getting here to like all that
at
conversation?
this scale, I would say like each square is about a 10-minute walk.
Okay.
So we were probably close to an
Yeah.
hour just getting to the trading post. We did our deals at the trading post, which probably took a bit to offload the gems and them checking everything that we were
lines
offloading. and that.
everywhere, man.
Chatted with the
guys
guard.
have-
over to
I
the
would say
shop.
you guys have been off
Yeah.
your boat for about
Yeah.
4 hours at this point. To be perfectly honest,
Okay.
between lineups
Okay.
and everything.
So,
yeah.
So,
I'll click the button
so
then.
while people
would
are just
like-
milling around, do a diplo.
I would like to click the button then anyway.
But just for the sake of
Oh,
since
you
it's been
can-
4
you can
hours and it takes
what
1d4
it's for.
hours, roll a d4. Maybe you can get multiple sessions in.
True.
Just
No, you
don't.
don't. It takes
Lines
you
for
exactly
rumors.
4 hours. Perfect.
I clicked diplomacy. Oh, I clicked diplomacy. That's my issue. Want that?
Diplomatics.
Hey.
18. All right. Rumors that you would find in Cho-Tzu. There are a fair bit of it. Let me just give me 2 seconds here. Let me just double check diplomacy real quick.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything there that's like.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to. I'm just gonna double check the wording of the.
DC for most commonly known facts or rumors, it is 10.
For obscure secret and maybe 20 or higher.
For obscure secret knowledge, the DC might be higher.
Well, I mean, you're not going to make it obscure knowledge. Not so much. Oh, actually, no. I will give it to you for a 15. You will hear something about a Tengu rebellion. Just a quick kind of whisper, just a quick cut of that. And other than that, some of the more basic stuff is people talking about the brothels that are available on the Ramshackle Island. It doesn't actually have a name. I thought it had a name, but it doesn't. There's another floating city actually in Tianjia that settlers from this city are from.
What rebellion again? Sorry, Kenku?
Not Kenku.
Tengu. Whoops.
Close enough.
Very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Greek and Roman, as it were.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them have women in their orgies. The other one doesn't. It's your interpretation to decide which is which.
Why would you do that?
God, that's disgusting.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Most of the time spent just, listening in and hearing, trying to figure out what's going on. If there's anything fancy. Surely not.
Yeah, so not a ton, but people are talking about the various goods that are available. There is a magic healer that is on the island that operates illegally too. I will say you heard something about that.
Okay. If someone heard the guard, illustrate to Eldon and okay. All right, let me go over there as well then. Fuck. I will communicate that fact again, I guess, even though I've already heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess he sort of more mimicked to Eldon than he said it too, but yeah.
Yeah, the island, yeah.
Magic. Playing is hard.
Guys, I heard about this street that has a brothel, a really sad orphanage, and a drug dealer all on the same little stretch.
I mean,
Oh, shit.
that's your happy place on Earth, isn't it?
No, tell me.
Who said anything about an orphanage, buddy? That's just where the halflings live.
The happiest place on
Yeah,
Earth.
all you can eat buffet.
So that's what the average halfling looks like. One tooth and all.
Are you a cannibal?
I don't know. I don't even know the meaning of the word.
Cannibal. What a nasty word.
Yeah, it's also
A nasty
disgusting and morally apprehensible. You
What a
never know.
disgusting
I am
word
neither
for
of
honest
those
people.
things. Your Honor, they say you are what you eat, so I am an innocent man.
He's good, not guilty.
He's
not
good.
guilty.
Yeah.
Dude, that's some shit Eldon would pull. That's an Eldon level bluff right there. And knowing my luck, that's the one where I burn a hero point roll in that 20. Get wrecked.
So you admit to
So
cannibalism in open court.
Yeah.
That's not what I said.
you
said
put
that, not
words in
me.
my mouth, Your Honor.
Just like I put that innocent man on.
Your Honor, that's cap.
Your Honor, stop
To
the cap.
death. To
Stop
the
gavel. But after you gathering information, is everyone together again? Is it
Yeah, we were all in the shop, so
Yes,
I think at this point, unless anyone else has anything else, Eldon's probably keen to get back on the boat and make plans.
get this man some hearing?
Make plans for shenanigans, potentially.
Oh, shit.
Quint Wood on the down low.
Bro,
The DM
my.
remembered
That's a
something.
good sign.
DM did remember
Uh-oh.
something very important.
We're all dead.
You're
and
all
we're
dead.
pickpocketed.
Tyler, the most common rumor that you hear, spreading like wildfire, is more attacks have been reported and hush hush whispers. And the one thing that you keep hearing that is definitely making your brain itch so hard is the black and red flag with an octopus on it is consistently mentioned.
No joy.
Okay. So is it just that thing of like, do they say at all where the attacks are happening? Is it just that there's more attacks? Is it
Just that, there's more rumors. Rumors are abound. There's as much lies as there is truths mixed in there.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. All right. Black and red flag with octopus. All right. So, God damn it. I feel like he probably ends up going down that train for a bit, just trying to, and that's why it took him 4 hours. He figured out the rest of the stuff in 5 seconds. It's just. There's
He's trying to rustle up more about that.
Yeah. That's definitely going to be the next thing he's trying to figure out.
All right, well, I think unless anybody else has anything else, I think we're good to start moseying.
Yeah. Quint wants to also kind of load up on herbs and drugs, but he can hold off for a bit.
Drugs.
I mean, I guess actually herbs would probably be. You could find some at the general store. But yeah, no. Otherwise, I think he's spent the allotted 20 gold for now.
All right. As you guys are walking back to to your ship, you do pass the trading post, of course, on your way to the central gate to get back to Besmara's Pleasure. You do see a commotion actually on the bridge. There is. Can I get a perception check from anybody who is of hearing?
Perception is my best ability.
Just have Eldon in the corner. Everything's fine.
As a Kraken rips up from the water. You guys could totally take on a Kraken. Oh, I love.
There's enough of us and some cannons.
Yeah.
We could probably do it.
So it's like we have at least 2 cannons, so we're
Okay, you
good.
sure his name is like Lionheart, not Eagle Ears? Also, Quint. Love how you're keeping us. The suspense is killing us right now.
He's got raven eyes. That's why he's called Raven Cutter.
Oh, I self-rolled it. Let me try that again.
So you can reveal it.
reveal
You can
it.
just right-click reveal
Okay,
it.
there you go.
It was a
So we got a 31, an 18, a 10, and a 14. Perfect. Anybody rolled higher than a 20? Khan with his 31. Man can
The rumor guy.
The rumor guy.
The rumor man.
Peeks his very long elf ears as he hears "Freedom for my people!" And there's big commotion on the bridge. The guards do turn as somebody runs from the western bank, wielding a torch and a keg of some sort.
Uh-oh. I just yelled, run!
Unfortunately for the pirate crew, not much actually happens there as the screaming Tengu, not Kenku.
I'm making sure
legally distinct. Is shot down before he has time to presumably touch the torch to the powder keg, assuming that is what it is in fact. And he drops dead. Pretty much like immediately.
Okay. I presume, it's like that gets yelled, you hear the crack of gunshot, and then I just turn to look at like the party. I guess the Tengu rebellion is far more serious than rumors made me believe.
What are you talking about?
I just point at the dead Tengu in the street. It's like supposedly. Did I get any details about the Tengu rebellion, or just that A, it exists, B, it's like not nothing?
A, it exists, B, it's not nothing. That's pretty much all there is to it that you can get on this side of the bank.
Okay. Yeah, I relay, is it, I'll ask this, this might be a different question altogether, like, are the Tengu, like, a lot of the slave population?
No, actually.
Is it, like...
No, there are actually no Tengu amongst the prison slaves.
Okay.
Do you think we could get that barrel of gunpowder?
It's on the opposite side of the bridge.
It's on the opposite side of the bridge.
Got it.
Tazak just dives on top of it. Mine.
Yeah. Hold on, guards. Hold on. That could be dangerous.
He's like Cap throwing himself on the grenade.
If that grenade goes off, just Tazak just.
So you made a new character, right?
Tazak, can you take 60 d6 damage for me?
Yelled freedom for my people.
Tazak would going the way he'd want to go.
In a plume of explosion.
In a giant explosion.
Yep.
But yeah, like I said, I'll just turn around and be like, Tengu Rebellion, it's far more pressing than I was led to
Mhm.
believe by the rumors.
Yeah, well,
Seeing as I just again point at the dead Tengu in the street, was willing to try to blow up the. Okay.
Quick clarification. I don't recall when we were given the rules. What was said about the island itself? Was it don't go there
Don't bring
or
anyone
don't speak?
back from there.
Don't bring anyone from
yeah.
there.
Oh,
Okay, that was.
I thought it was don't go
right.
there. I'm
That's
glad
why I
we got
wanted to clarify that
clarification.
because I was misremembering it. Okay, so the rule was nobody from there is allowed on the mainland,
Exactly.
right? That was the
Yep.
rule. Yes. Okay. Or on the island
Yep.
itself. Right. Okay. Cool.
I see some potential.
Yeah. Now we're talking, right? That's what I'm thinking.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Not yet. Once we get there, we might be
Oh.
cooking with gas.
Oh, sorry. No, sorry. My bad.
Step one, get
We
there.
got
Step two, cook.
we got to get the gas first, then we can cook with gas. We got no gas.
The gas is on the gas is on the west side of the bridge. What do you mean?
I know.
The oil
That's the problem.
refinery
Everything's
is
on the west
right
side.
there, guys.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Are we good to everybody good to mosey back to the ship now?
I think we can.
Now that we've seen a man attempt to.
I think so.
Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
All right, yeah, you guys get back to your ship. There's no. Oh, actually, there is an issue. When you guys do get
But wait,
to the gate,
there's another one.
to the main gate to exit. As you're waiting in line to get your paper stamped, the teller there does actually stop you and says there was a discrepancy in your tithe versus what you unloaded, and they do request the 30 gold.
Elton, silly me, and he'll count out the 30 gold.
Excellent. And they thank you for it and remind you that further discrepancies will result in interest.
Of course, won't happen again.
And,
Eldon will bow his head respectfully,
or
and
rather,
and
a
walk,
fine, I should say, not interest.
and we'll walk off from there.
Interest
Yeah.
gets the point across.
Basically the same thing in this case.
Gotta pay
Yeah,
more money.
Exactly. All right, so I take it you guys are headed then to the main island, not the main island, the floating city. Would you guys like to take a quick break, say 10 minutes, back at 9?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, perfect.
Sounds really good.
Let me just switch us over to the be right back.
endowments count as an extra limb.
Okay, well, I went live right as soon as you asked that.
The average number
Yeah.
of legs in the
That was
world
the
is
point.
1.97.
That was the point.
You son of a... Anyway, let's talk about this. Yes, I think so. We call them tripods for a reason.
Yep.
True.
Mm-hmm.
The War of the Worlds.
War
World
of the Worlds.
sounds like
That's
just
right.
There's your. I mean, that
have a
pulls your
stroke
average
trying to
up.
say it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Guys,
That's the phrasing we're gonna go with.
this
Let's
is
discuss-
like
you
an
know what?
old meme, like definitely before Tyler could even learn how to read. So, like 4 years ago at least.
Go on.
Um,
Oh,
There it
3
is.
years ago, please.
There it
Get
is.
it right.
but it was just like this guy being like, the average pedo size in the world is like 4 inches, and he's like, if it wasn't for me, it'd be 3 inches. Some guy actually went and did the math to figure out just how long.
So is it like 3.4 miles or something like
buddy,
that?
it was enough to
pull the average
It was
that
enough
far?
to wrap around the Earth 3 or 4 times or something.
I was like, my
Yeah.
my man is
It's
out
like-
here dipping into the bottom of the Marianas
like you
Trench.
stop and think about it.
And back
To
again.
bring the average up, it's you versus 3.5 billion men.
Billion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To raise the average by 1 inch, that's some pretty easy and
Some
horrifying math.
I was just impressed
Yeah,
that the
it's
guy
not
was
r//
dedicated
they
to
did the
bit,
math.
You know, like,
Yeah, exactly. And it's the lengths that people will go to
That's
be a
right,
little bit
that's right.
taller
in Minecraft.
Yep.
Grandma.
in Minecraft.
All right, well, you guys have the token. I mean, this is going to be a pretty straightforward to going straight to the dock that is down here, unless you want to try to not do that. I don't know.
We simply crash in between those two homes.
Freedom
made a
to
new
our
dock.
people!
Yeah.
Tuck and roll.
Freedom. Wait,
If there-
no.
I was hoping, honestly, Tyler, I was hoping so bad you're going to come at me with a Tengu, just for this little.
That would have
funny.
been delightful.
I feel like I've accidentally stumbled into something that I have no idea about.
You're
Uh-oh.
the party probably would have met you at this point, not as a floating.
It's me running down the bridge. I'm that
The
orc.
bomb actually went off, and you just see Tyler's body flying into the lake.
And we're like,
got a new
let's go
character,
pick
right?
that guy up.
He,
Yeah.
That random dude that
That
just
guy
got
seems-
nuked. Let's go pick him up.
That guy
he
seems like a player
seems
character.
like somebody who knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I
We should
I
go
want
get
that
I
him.
want to associate
I
with
want
that
him.
guy.
That's the guy who makes the athletics checks to avoid damage.
He's a goblin.
Like
He's a goblin.
Shield.
black powder
Got
bomb.
him with roll with it. He's got
Yeah.
roll with it.
He's got roll with it. It's not that he
Yeah.
flew away because of the explosion. The athletics
That's
check
right.
was, or the acrobatics check was, whee!
Yeah, the acrobatics check was 300 feet to avoid all the damage.
And I'm free.
Yeah.
Free falling.
Balling. Free balling.
All right. Well, as you guys approach the ramshackle island, somebody makes an uncharacteristic appearance, and Edmund comes on deck and looks at the captain, goes to say something, stops himself.
Eldon holds up the tablet and hands it to him.
Oh,
Quint gives a thumbs up from the back.
just imagine Quint peering around the corner. What the fuck was that? Something just fell.
I like that we're just
That was
finally
Quint.
establishing a system, and we're just like, we're here to get it fixed.
So, yeah, that's right. That's what's gonna happen today. You guys are gonna get it fixed.
I said we're here to get it fixed. I didn't say it's gonna be fixed.
Now we can play up the Deaf Captain Act. Ah,
Class-
I said that's why.
Good cop, bad cop. Deaf captain.
Good cop, bad cop.
classic.
F captain.
Deaf Captain first mate.
Yeah, so Edmund comes aboard and he sees
Third base.
the son of a bitch.
Got him. I got him.
Got him.
Oh, shit. How many times is 27 going to 13?
Oh, shit.
Anyway. Fuck me.
Oh, it's 8 times 13, 21.
That's right. 8 times 13 is 21. That's what it is. Oh, fuck. Okay. So Edmund takes the tablet from you and he scribbles onto it. And he actually shows you, and it's like gorgeous handwriting. It's really well crafted. Like this guy is somebody who he
like
he
calligraphy.
appreciates penmanship.
Oh God.
And it says basically permission to go ashore, Captain.
Eldon stops, thinks about it for a minute, says, "Yeah, why not? We're going."
He thanks you and disembarks the ship at the same time as you guys, but you guys quickly lose him as he heads directly towards the nearest pub.
So first thing Eldon can do before we leave the ship, Eldon is going to call over Spook and say, "Spook,
Aye, Captain.
it's very important that nobody get onto the ship this time. Understood?"
Right, sir. And he winks at you.
No, no, I don't think you're hearing me.
Well, you're certainly not
I
hearing
can't tell
me,
if you
sir.
hear me. Spook, if you're being smart with me right now, I'm gonna find out about it later, and you're not gonna be happy about
See,
it.
I figure at this point I'm
I
already
like
going
to
to get raked over the
imagine-
coals, so might as well, get my money's worth.
Eldon getting like very slightly exasperated at the fact that he cannot hear, and Spook is talking intentionally fast that Eldon can't read his lips or nothing. Like Eldon, like there's definitely nobody's sure, but for a split second you might have seen a spark crackle past Eldon's ear, like just a little one, and his hair lifted up ever so slightly for a split second.
You guys just leave Spook on the island. Just do yourselves that favor. Just
Oh, it's a fancy
Eldon's
pizza. There's sparkles in there.
Eldon's considering it.
there's an
heavily.
orphanage. You'll be fine.
It's like
I found
Excuse
this
me.
here.
no stowaways this time, Spook.
No stowaways.
Or else you can join Mr. Smoothbrain in his comfortable accommodations.
Will I get to eat his sandwich?
Only if he lets you. You'll have to fight him.
You didn't hear that.
No, but he sensed it. He knew. He knew, he knew what the
I
question
hear
was
you.
going to be.
Spook said, "Sir, can I have his sandwich?" And he held up his hands. Eldon's like,
All right,
"God damn it!"
you got a knife fight. You got to.
Can I take his sandwich and stick it in my mouth?
Anyway,
Eldon's gone.
I walk away.
Um,
His 14-inch hogie.
then we're done.
Rectal sandwich.
14-inch.
It is a weird length of hoagie.
Seems.
Especially for a kobold.
Kobold that's 10 inches tall has a hoagie that's 14 inches.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's some would refer to it as a spine.
That is the standard halfling portion size for, well, most things, truth be told.
14 inches.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Respect.
That's their shoe size.
Anyhow,
14 inch. Yeah. 14 inches of roast chicken. Just.
all right. Eldon is going to return to the party at the bottom of the gangplank, and
As you go to leave the ship, dinner actually comes out of the out of the captain's hold and plucks up to you and starts pecking you on the ankles a bit.
what? What do you want? I'm leaving.
You see him start scratching the deck and looking at the chalkboard.
Elton's like, okay, no, this is definitely stupid and crazy, but he just for fun he puts it down on the ground.
You killed him. He's gone. Okay.
Dinner hops up
Definitely
on the chalkboard.
put the tablet down next
And
to him.
then tablet, and then he scratches into it very meticulously, and you're watching him work as he like spins into place and kind of like goes back and forth a little bit, kind of doubling up on lines and putting things kind of where they belong. And then he hops off of it and looks at you expectantly.
Eldon's looking at the tablet. It's just
Chicken scratch.
Yeah. Stupid bro. Eldon's gonna bend right down, right close to Dinner, reach out like he's gonna pat Dinner on the head, and then flick her right in the beak. And then grab the tablet and walk away.
You sense a salute from the bird as you turn your back. It's a perfect rendition of Shakespeare's on the chalkboard.
What about monkeys and typewriters?
Yeah, exactly.
Chickens and shellboards.
Chickens and shell.
All right.
All right. Anyway.
So yeah, Eldon's got his tablet. Eldon is double checks the location and security of his coin purse, and then is heading into the town in the hopes of finding this mysterious witch doctor-y person who allegedly is practicing healing illegally.
Illegally, of course. All right. Well, you guys do take aboard, and you are immediately greeted by it appears to be everyone on this island. As they all come out and ask you things like, "Please, sir, can I have some money? Food? I'd do anything for food."
Eldon is doing his damnedest to stay far away from everybody, like give or take 6 feet or more away from everybody. Eldon's doing his social distancing right now.
Eldon pulls out a knife and just starts going to town on the.
No. That's what we're trying. We're trying to exactly avoid that exact scenario. That's not what we're here for.
He explicitly
Tazik's gonna look at
doesn't do that.
Tazik's gonna look at Morgan and say, "Do you want to take care of this, or do you want me to?"
By all means.
So, Tazik's gonna take out his pistol and load a round into it and shoot up in the air. and then just shout to the crowd, if we're going to give you something, we'll do it later. Back off.
And then the crowd kind of squawks up and says, "So you have what to give? Please, can I have it? Can I have it?" And then it's just like everyone's now like more ravenous.
I'll fire the musket. He said later.
Into the air.
Yes. Not. Yeah. I should have specified. Very.
I aim my musket at the
Bang!
the
Oh,
skinniest
no.
child I see.
I aim my musket at the sky. He said later.
Con, that's a cool move, but this place is pretty heavily patrolled with, orderly folk.
Not on this place, man.
You know.
There's no law enforcement here.
And not this one. There's nothing.
Yeah, all right, have fun.
I already.
Yeah, well,
I'll
you
avoid
know,
it for next time.
sorry to stop you before the getting is good.
I imagine you guys are just going to ignore the ravenous crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, push through.
Actually, Morgan is gonna grab the tablet from Eldon and just write on it. Might be a better idea if I stay back with the ship.
Eldon will look around and think for a second, weigh the odds and go, yeah, very well.
All right. So Morgan, you're staying with the ship,
Yep.
which is probably for the best because as you do approach the ship, there are you see a poor spook with a very long pokey stick trying to keep people off the gangplank, as young children are attempting to board, presumably for no good purpose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Good call. So the rest of us will push through. Eldon's trying to stay between the rest of the crew and not get too close to anybody for fear of very horrible things happening to poor people. Because let's be honest, these poor commoners, I don't think they're walking away like Jason is. The last thing I want to be doing is disemboweling a poor person on this island.
Oh, how evil aligned of you.
It ain't gonna be one person. It's gonna be multiple people.
This is how we get a passport awarded to us for taking care of the Tengu problem.
That's right.
Listen, population control.
We have an army. We have an Eldon. And Eldon's just like stabbing some.
They don't have to worry about like people on this island. There's no one left on this
I'm
island.
gonna solve poverty overnight.
Yeah. Honestly, as 5th level adventurers, we probably could.
I think at this point, yeah, you guys
Yeah.
probably take on everybody on this island except for maybe a couple people. But
Except for maybe the one we're going to see. Like, realistically. The one we're trying to meet right
There's
now.
a couple people
The one
on
we're
this
trying to
island,
meet
dude.
right now is the one that probably is the one most likely
Yo,
that would give us a fight.
Eldon approaches him with a dagger. He raises one finger and says, "Time stop."
Wait a minute. Literally, wait a minute.
Time stop.
No DM by the
I
end of the
could have
session.
killed you. You want to see me do it
When
again?
time resumes, all of you are naked.
Yeah.
He got within 5 feet of Eldon? Jesus Christ. Bold
Hey,
move.
the time
How
stop.
powerful is this curse? How powerful is this
No,
curse?
that's a fact.
How powerful is this
It's
curse?
not powerful
though? 'Cause,
enough
like,
that when the time stop ends, you swing at the air where he was standing.
Yeah, like the dagger pops out and Eldon
You
just
put a
starts
magnet
shanking
in
open
his
air for a
dagger.
few seconds before he gets very confused.
Why do I taste blood?
My bad.
Yeah, I taste
Yeah.
metal. Anyway,
All right.
I will say, as Quint is kind of walking past these hungry masses, he walks a little bit slower, and his eyes kind of stay narrow, and it's like he's like mulling over many things, and he seems to be kind of far
As
off.
you guys are walking down the plank that makes up the main street, you do actually come to the source of the very pungent aroma that comes off this island, and it takes the form of the brewery that is just to the north of you. Should be this guy right here.
Right.
Through its many stacks of steam boiling through to the top of the building, you smell all sorts of terrible aromas, typically sort of sulfurous, and actually, most of you guys live in Hamilton. You know what the soybean factory smells like? That's what I'm imagining you guys are getting off of this.
Yeah, about tracks.
Sounds like home.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I miss Hamilton. I don't miss that.
You ever
Nah.
you ever leave and come back and it just hits you again?
Dude,
and you're like,
honestly,
yeah.
We back.
I had a moment of like nostalgia over the stank the last time I drove down Burlington Street.
Yep.
So uncalled for.
Yep.
So offside that's a thing that we know that well.
Right?
Yep.
So not okay.
Everyone who isn't from Hamilton sucks to be you, I guess.
Nah,
Just
sucks to be us.
Yeah.
Still sucks to be us.
As someone who
Yes,
grew up
you know,
only
you
guys are the true
400
winners.
meters as the crow flies from that goddamn factory.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I was
boy.
blessed to not spend too much time in that
she
neighborhood. so-
pungent. Anyway, that's what this
Yeah.
brewery smells like.
Anyway, awesome. Walking right on by.
And
We just
so
don't
you
even
guys do come
stop.
across the merchant district, and I use air quotes there because it's basically one shop, not dissimilar to what you found at Hag's End, Hag's Reach, whatever that island was called, settlement. And to the north, there is of course a pub that is attached to the brewery, and you guys do hear the familiar sounds of Edmund's singing coming through there. He has a huge crowd around him. People are tossing money at him. Most of it copper, some of it buttons. But he's drawn quite the crowd, and he is there for it. You know, everyone's loving it. Probably the most lively you have seen this man in the brief time that you have known him.
Interesting. Eldon can't hear anything. Eldon just kind of acknowledges looking at it, and then he can't hear a thing, so he's gonna keep walking.
You peek your head in, and Edmund's wrapped around a pole, and
Yeah. And that's our cue.
we leave.
We leave. We are here for priorities right
Eldon.
now.
All right. Well,
Or shall we leave Edmund there?
As you come across what is lovingly referred to as Bastard Street. And it's not so much a street as it is a very narrow alleyway. There is one main brothel, but honest to God, all of these buildings that kind of, including the orphanage and herbalist, have brothel signs attached to them.
Mm. So it be.
Yeah, so it be.
And then what's
Oh
the
no,
one next
sorry.
to the brothel?
Let me
Or next to the herbalist,
let me
rather.
elaborate on
What's
that.
the next to
real
the
quick.
brothel? It's all brothels.
The orphanage is not a brothel.
elaborate.
It is very much an orphanage, but there is a brothel above the orphanage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mabel
no,
Three took a weird
I
turn for a
realized
second
what
there.
I said, and I was like, no, we are not doing that. That is not in this
Go back, go back,
campaign.
go back, go back, go back, go back.
Rewind, and then
Yeah.
there's an inn next to the herbalist.
Okay, just like
Yeah.
yeah.
Which
I
is
mean-
also a brothel.
Oh, of course.
Nice.
I mean, presumably we're here for
The orphanage is just childcare.
Yeah, Quint will gesture.
Child care, exactly.
100%.
Exactly. The orphanage's name
presumably
is
we're here
Oopsie
for the-
Daisy.
There we go.
All right. Presumably
lot
you
of
would be here
business.
for the herbalist. That would be a great place to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, Quint kind of gestures at the herbalist, and he will write on the chalkboard like need specific herbs. What is party share, and or when can expect payment? Question mark.
Eldon will turn him and
Guys are
reading
getting-
what he's wrote on this tablet. Eldon will go, for crew or personal?
He like ... and then he writes personal.
Cocaine? Question mark.
Just
okay,
Elton
yeah,
just
let me
go
just-
through all the drugs with a question mark. Check all.
Coca.
So let me just 2 seconds here. I'll have to do some math on what the actual split is, but let me just ballpark it here. 6 splits on that. 96, 70, call it ballpark 500 gold of with just currency at this point, because we haven't liquidated everything else. But probably Eldon will turn him and go, 500, 450, 500.
Quint kind of nods and just on the board just writes 100.
Eldon will count out what he's got in the purse on him, and he'll go do some quick math and go, yeah, all right, and he'll count out 100, or he'll count out 100 gold and hand it to Quint.
To be more accurate, with the trading post that you guys are coming from, you got 10 platinum pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Because we
Okay.
did 1,600 gold, right? So we would have got 100. So they gave us 160 platinum. Okay, so that's fine. We had gold though. We had actual gold coins, so I'll just count it 100 gold. Yeah, I wasn't bringing the platinums ashore for sure. They're in the coffers in the captain's quarters. Eldon has brought a purse of, I think I was planning on bringing like 800 gold with us, or like something like that. In gold, and primarily in gold. So I think I brought like, call it 10 platinum, and then the rest in gold.
Would the trading post like willingly sort of split that further down, or do they only deal in platinum? Like if you went to them and said, "Hey, can I get 600?"
If
gold
you,
coins
I
instead?
guess to be fair, if you guys request it in gold, they'll give it to you in
Yeah,
gold, but for the sake of efficiency, they try to give platinum.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fine. We would have been okay with the platinum. That's fine. So anyway, Eldon's got enough gold on him for a few things here. So So I'll chip Quint his 100, and then and with everybody else there, Eldon will also, since he's already doing that, we'll do the math on it, but I think for now, he'll just hand over the 100 to Quint, and if anybody else wants their money, like Eldon will shell out some money for him.
I think Quint would mostly, like, once he's got the affirmative that like we can have our share, he would just kind of gesture like, you don't have to hand it out very obviously, like hold off. But now that I know what I'm working with, and very explicitly, he will make sure that he's not handing out gold in this place. He wants it to kind of be discreet.
Yep, makes sense.
Oh,
So we'll walk into the herbalist.
Perfect. One thing I should mention is you guys do see a familiar sign as you're kind of walking around in the crowd. You do catch a single glimpse of a kobold in a trench coat. In a hood, I should say.
Oh, Jesus.
It's not like paying attention to you by any means. It's just kind of, you spot one.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so you enter the herbalist, and so to kind of paint the picture here, it is a very, I believe the word I want is acrid smell that comes in. He's burning many incenses in there, and there's visible smoke, not a lot of air movement in here. It's actually one of the more watertight buildings on the floating island, on the barge. Let's call it a barge. That works. Close enough. Sure. I mean, the air is thick. It stinks. Though, Quint, did you step into the herbalist, right? Yeah, you are actually surprised to see a brother, so to speak, another practitioner, a Paysan practitioner. A lot of the symbols and herbs that you see are all very reminiscent of what you practice with and what you were taught. So this is quite. I don't know. I guess I don't know how Quint feels about it, but.
Yeah, that's interesting. Quint, you can see Quint kind of nods with a bit of respect, but he does seem a lot more smaller than what you might be used to. He's been kind of, I think I said before, like peacocking it. He's been kind of wearing nicer clothing, but as soon as he enters this place, I think he kind of like almost not consciously, but he looks a little more self-conscious and a little more reserved. But he nods to the person behind the counter.
All right, and he greets you. And who is standing in front of you is a Tian Sha man, of course. I didn't bother generating art for him. He's just a dude, classic healer clothes. And he looks at you and welcomes you to his shop and asks how he may be of assistance.
Thank you. We're just passing through the port, and I heard through a birdie that you have an excellent selection of various herbs. Hopefully, I'm correct in that assessment.
He looks at the herbs that are the dry herbs that are hanging anywhere and says, "Yes, you are correct."
Excellent. I'm happy to hear it. I won't take up too much of your time. I did just recently kind of come into this area, and I've been hoping to replenish some of my essentials, if you will. I, I couldn't help but notice some of the tattoos that you are sporting. Are you? I take it you are a practitioner of the Paisan
He
arts.
nods and says, yes, taught for me by my grandfather, who was taught by his parents, and so on and so forth.
As he says that, you see Quint kind of does lean in a little more, like kind of interested, and he says, "Oh, that's fascinating. So you learn from the homeland, then I take it." A very authentic
Homeland that was
practice.
stolen from us. I have never actually had the privilege of seeing Tiansha. In fact, majority of when he stops and thinks about it, no one in living memory has.
Quint nods and he says, "I understand in a different but equal way, I think. I don't want to impose here. I'm somewhat familiar with the art, but I was hoping I could lean on your knowledge a little bit. Well, if I needed to replenish my resources here, what would you recommend?" And Quint is actually going to legitimately want to restock on some of his most basic of supplies before getting into the meat and potatoes of potential drugs.
So he does kind of walk you through the basics. He does show you some of the more common poultices that he uses, and explains to you the reasons why he uses them, what he recommends portions and all that, and sets aside a not substantial, but enough of an amount for you to last you a fair bit of time.
Sounds good. Yeah, Quint kind of nods and he says, "Now, truthfully, I've kind of, I have absolutely no knowledge of this, but my friend has very recently had some serious damage to his ears. Do you know of any tinctures that might be able to help with such an affliction?"
He looks at you, and you see his hackles kind of start to stand on end there. He takes a bit of a pose as he adjusts his shoulders. He says, "No, that's not legal here. I am unlicensed for such treatments."
Oh, of course, I didn't mean to imply any kind of above the natural element healing. I was just wondering if you knew of any herbs. That's all right. I myself I don't know of any herbs.
As Eldon sees the guy kind of looking a little bit more defensive, Eldon's gonna very conspicuously adjust his position and rattle the coin purse.
All right. Well, he hears the rattle, and you see him consider for a moment, and he takes a look. Con, you're with the party, right?
Yeah.
He asks,
just sort of quietly inside the building.
He gestures for you and says, "Sir, could you step outside and make sure none of the riffraff, yes. Make sure none approach. And he says he's going to have to close up shop for a while, and he wants to make sure he isn't robbed."
Okay. He will... does he just ask me, or does he ask Tazzik as well? Is Tazzik with us?
Tazzik would be with you guys. And yeah, he does ask you both. And
Yeah.
perfect. So...
I will open the door, step outside. Leave it open for Tazzik. I will step out first.
All right. So you guys do step outside, and I mean the boardwalk's as busy as you imagine. Women are calling to both of you. They do not discriminate against rat folk.
Hey,
A paying customer is a paying customer.
Yeah. Dio, I will ask this question again to be an ass a little bit. How long have we been here?
Roll a d4 for
20 minutes.
About 10 minutes.
20 minutes.
10 minutes per square. Tell me how long it's been.
God damn it. Every time.
Hour and a half, give or take. Yep.
Okay.
That's all right. You can listen to put your ear to the ground while you're keeping watch. That'll be good.
Yeah.
Not that this is going to take long.
I hear
but...
sloshing on the ground.
Yeah. The water is here.
Yes.
Yeah,
So the
it's
man
not-
gestures
takes
to you and
that
says,
long.
"Come into my basement." Hey, hold on.
Wait, I got it easy. I don't have to swim.
Eldon will follow at a very cautious distance. And then, as we go
Oh,
to
that was a joke. There's no
presumably this,
basement, obviously.
Yeah. Either way,
Yeah.
Eldon's gonna follow him to the back of the shop or
Yeah,
whatever.
so
but-
the store owner does take time to close the windows, lock the door, whatever, and he does actually peek his head out of the door before he locks up to Tazak and Khan, and he looks at you both and says, "Signal," and he knocks a beat on the door, and door locks behind him.
Fair enough.
All right, and so I will cover. I'm gonna hop over to the interesting stuff here. What with the captain getting his hearing
The
back,
relevant part.
and then we're gonna come back to Tazak and Khan's misadventures. All right, so so the Paysan practitioner puts his hands together and says, "Now, what is the issue?" I was right.
Yeah. Eldon will, and again, Eldon's making a very conscious, very concerted effort to try to control his volume a little bit and keep it reasonable for indoors. He's going to say twofold. I've found myself under the thumb of a particularly fiddly cursed object. And as you've probably noticed by now, as was mentioned by my mate here, that my hearing has been taken from me.
Cursed object. And he looks to words to Quint, and he says, "Might I see the object?"
Yeah. One
Step within
moment.
melee.
And I know, right? And Quentin will kind of like hold his hand out, but not in a threatening manner, of course. And he'll say, "Now the deafness is unrelated, of course, to that cursed object. It seems to be a concussive force delivered via firearm."
I would say the
next
curse
to
is
the
directly
ear.
related to the deafness.
Directly responsible,
not
but not directly. It's
Okay,
not
I'll,
it's not a symptom.
That's right.
Let me just roll for bluff real quick.
Yeah.
Now the curse, it does seem to affect those that lay physical touch upon it. However, and Quint will kind of grab the chalkboard and write, "Can you show the dagger?" ? And show it to the captain.
And Eldon will stop and consider for a second. Then and then swift action, flick the wrist. Sheath will pop out. It'll drop into his hand, and he'll kind of turn it sideways so that the blade is laying flat on his palms, and he'll kind of hold it out in view, close to himself still, but in view of the guy.
All right. And he takes a good look at it, and you see his he ponders it for a bit and takes a look at the dagger, being very careful not to actually touch the dagger. He is within melee. May we see that will save.
You betcha.
And remember, you got 1/6 of a hero point.
I means I have 2. I know. I'm working on it here. That is an 18.
Oh, nice. Oh, thank goodness.
Did anyone else hear
Fair
Season's
enough.
butthole clench there?
No, but they might have heard mine.
Yeah.
Buddy, if you
The unclenching is even more audible.
okay. So you
If I nat one that I have hero points. I was gonna
because
reroll.
that worked
To be
so
fair.
well the
Shit
last time you rolled a
diamonds.
nat 1 on that.
To be fair.
Yep. So
If I was gonna have to reroll, it was going to be a reroll with using a second hero point for the luck bonus.
okay. So
The only way the second one would then have failed would have been on
Yeah.
a 1 at that point. So if I had to, I would have burned both.
So you do see him kind of flinch a little bit as Eldon fights the urge and successfully stops himself from stabbing him. And he appears, and recognition dawns on the shopkeeper's face, and he jumps back and says, "Where did you find that?"
Eldon's gonna go, I've been getting that reaction a lot. He says the blade itself is more than likely beyond the realm of anything we can do, and I'm aware of that. But I'm wondering if you can remove its influence from me such that I could at least remove it from my possession.
He
temporarily.
stops and considers, and bear with me. Admittedly, I don't know. How long are you in town for?
I think we were hoping to get back out of town later. What time is it? It's probably like late in the evening now. We're probably in the morning. We were going to, with the tides, we were going to be back out on our way, but and it, should that portion not be possible, the greater issue is definitely the hearing problem.
With the time limit you offer me, I'm afraid there isn't much I can offer you. Even if I could, I don't know. This is very much beyond my area of expertise. But I would strongly recommend visiting the temple to Besmara. The Grand Priestess there might be able to assist you in this.
Understood. Great. And obviously, I assume he's kind of scribbling some of this on the tablet for me at this point.
Oh, no, he's 100% talking to Quint.
Quint will act as a translator and be aggressively writing this shit down.
Eldon will nod and go, greatly appreciated. Anything you can do would be most helpful.
And then
Quint just knows shorthand. Just
honestly,
Quint's going.
I'll do linguistics.
Quint's just gonna go no. Temple to Besmara.
yeah.
Temple Besmara. Giant woman.
Yeah.
It's just
up arrow woman. Up arrow woman, right?
Yeah.
Eldon's trying. The hieroglyph translates to high priestess. Got it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this is how garbage.
Okay.
Okay. That's actually not bad.
It's incredible.
Right.
That's 2 18s in a row.
I have 2 skill ranks for a total of a +2.
Nice.
As one does.
As you do.
Yeah, so you get your point across. Eldon is yeah, good. Why not? There's another potential plot hook there for you guys. But now he says,
presumably he's referring to the temple in town.
No.
He's saying like the temple of Besmara.
Besmara.
Gotcha.
That's a big deal.
Yes.
Okay.
That's clarification is important. Yeah.
That's a scale difference.
Not that Eldon knows this clarification, but for Clint's...
one thing I should mention is, as men, you won't be necessarily welcome at the temple.
Oh, I know that. Believe me. Oh, right, Bismara. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Hold on.
Ergothoa.
Yeah, right.
Lamashtu.
Oh my goodness.
Lamashtu.
Shaylin? Question mark.
Yeah, classic. Yeah. Well, Quinn. Yeah, 100% would have been like, now this temple, is it the one that's just on the other side of the bridge?
No, that's
there?
not to Besmara. That's to actually, hilariously, I think that might actually not Lamashtu. No, shoot. What's the one that's balanced?
Shaylin.
The butterfly. Pop.
Kate.
Pharasma? Desna. Well, yeah, Pharasma's balanced. Desna's
Oh,
the
yeah,
butterfly.
Pharasma. Yeah, definitely Pharasma.
It's
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, Pharasma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them dual shrines.
Pharasma is the most neutral.
The true neutral
Yeah,
deity.
they're
Very
very
neutral.
anti-undead.
Yes. Very neutral except for against undead. Decidedly against
Tell
undead.
my wife I said hello.
Hello.
My wife is undead. In which case,
Yeah, unless she's undead. In which case the undead plague is gone. In which case, kill her. Kill her.
yeah. No longer my wife.
Yeah, so cool. Great. Where is it? Oh.
Yeah, we're not here for that. You can find that later. It's not important.
Deafness. And he says, well, as for your ears, I can see what I can do. This is very much in my my wheelhouse. But you see, there is the matter of payment.
So Eldon knowing kind of, obviously as a guy who's traveled, he knows vaguely the rough costs of clerical services. And I think maybe with an Arcana or something, I could probably figure out what level of magic, or I may just have a sense of what level of magic curing deafness would be. Your call on that, but so Eldon kind of probably having a good estimate on the going rate for this type of service. He's going to count out 350 gold.
350 gold. Excellent.
Yes. So, and he'll specifically count out the 300 with whatever the 10 platinums and then 20 and then more gold. Put that into a pouch, and then he'll very notably go back for the extra 50 and leave that out of the pouch and hand that to him separately and say, for your services and discretion.
Excellent. And you do see a grin come across his face. Now, for my more less than legal services, I'm afraid I cannot do it here, at least not in this room. And he does gesture to a back room and asks that you do follow him.
So Eldon will he'll untie the coin purse, and what's left of it he'll hand it to Quint and say, "Be back shortly."
All right, perfect. And then Quint, yes, the shopkeeper does very much clearly state that you are not coming. This is the less eyes, the better. Plausible deniability.
Yeah.
As the captain begins to leave, and feeling confident in the safety of this domain, Quint will kind of inhale deeply, and he's going to sniff the air, and he is casting Detect Undead. He's going to have that going on.
Any particular targets, or just a general?
Definitely the practitioner, just in case. But he mostly he recognizes that this place could be a very good source of bodies, and as a result, he's I think that's just his instinct, and he's just sniffing it out. So, whichever direction that they're headed to, he's going to be kind of focusing there, but he'll sweep the room.
There's no one dead. Nothing.
Yeah. Eldon also made a very, very conscious effort to put the dagger away, tuck it back into the wrist sheath, so it's back in the spring-loaded sheath, but it's just tucked back away, back under a sleeve.
All right. Excellent. So yeah, he does take you into the back room, and you're not going to hear any dialogue. So you're just going to see his lips move as he is putting together a poultice, and you see him grabbing all sorts of various herbs, things like that. No, I mean, Eldon doesn't really practice herbalism, so none of this means anything to you. But he's.
I think at this point, Quint is going to be a bit of a party pooper, and he's going to kind of come a little bit closer and speak up, and he says, Master, I hope you don't mind. I don't know the proper way to communicate this, but both your people and the practice that they represent were very, very important part of a very difficult part of my life, and I would love the opportunity to witness actual practicing of the Paisan arts.
You hear from the back room. It's actually far more muffled than you thought. Like there's some sound dampening going on for sure. So you do hear a bit of a wah 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 wah. So could I get a perception from you?
100%. It's my best skill. And this time, I think Quint is pretty personally invested, so he will use his selective luck. Which is halfling luck, as I keep calling it that, but it's the alternate.
The adaptable luck, is it? I think it is.
Yeah. Yeah. That is an 18
with
perception.
18 to perception. You close your eyes, you listen in on what you say, on what he's saying back, and what you hear is, "Can't it? Yeah."
All right. Quinn's gonna shuffle a little forward. All right. Clearly you can't hear me, and he's gonna get closer, and he's gonna say, "All right, look, I will pay you money if I can bask in the glory that is your practicing." Right. Quint takes out his dagger and he just stabs himself in the heart. Quint will look back at the rest of the party and be like, I don't know, man. This is my only chance. And he's gonna head into the room and say like, oh, I know you said no, but we just tried to have a conversation 2 times in a row. What does he see?
He sees what I was describing. The Tian Xia man is very much just muddling some herbs together. At this point, he has gone through the process of picking them and is just muddling them. And he stops you and says, why are you here?
Uh-oh.
I have a personal investment here. I have been practicing in what you could describe as the arts originally hailing from Payson for some time, but it's a bit bastardized. I need to be a little bit better. I wish I could help
he
this
rolls
man.
his eyes and says, close the door.
Yeah. Thank you. And yeah, he will, with a practice move, with his one foot, close the door.
And I expect you to leave 10 gold on that seat when you leave.
Of course. In fact, and he puts 10 gold on it. Actually, technically, it's he reaches into the captain's coin purse, grabs 10 gold, puts it on the till, and grabs 12 gold, puts it on the table, and then he stands back and he just watches and he says, "You will not know I'm here unless you need the assistance. Because actually, hold on, do you need a helping hand? You don't need help.
Please stay away. This is all very delicate."
Get back.
All right. I feel like I could. You know what? I'm getting the vibes. You're right.
If you wish to become my student, I do take apprentices, but I'll understand it is a year-long course, and I don't plan on taking anyone for another 6 months.
I'll keep that in
disappears. Exactly 6 months from now, Quint is gone. Boat's empty. All the food gone with him.
Yeah.
What? He took it.
And so I guess while you're here, you can explain the process to your captain here, and you do see him wave. He starts doing things with his hands, and the reason for the sound dampenings does suddenly become aware as he does begin chanting as he's taking the hands around, and you do see I'm gonna say wisps of light kind of coming off his fingers as he's beginning the process of the spell. And Eldon, you're just sitting there going, "Yup." And so he does eventually, after he finishes his chant, he pauses, and there's a silence in the room. And the chanting did go on for about 10 minutes, by the way. So very nice setting there. And eventually he stops, and you see him kind of take the light that is gathered in front of him, and he motions downward, and you watch it kind of coalesce into the bowl in front of him. And he begins explaining to you. Now, the process isn't quite as good as what the oracles or clerics are quite are more traditional. So it takes a while. This is an old family recipe, not quite. You understand how things get lost to time, I'm sure. And as I only have what limited texts remain from when we were pushed out of our land and came here. So, Eldon, let's put the onus on you. Can you roll a d4 for me, please?
Oh God. A d4, he says. Interesting. Okay, so, okay. Yep. All right. Interesting. Okay.
Perfect. So it's going to take 3 days for your hearing to come back as the damage to your eardrums is mended. And you see him kind of like pack the poultice like into your ears. You feel the cold kind of dampness kind of just get in there. You feel the pressure in your sinuses if things are just as the stuff is literally packed into your head, right?
Yeah.
And then he takes a bandage and he wraps it around your head, expertly tying it tight. And he looks at you. I assume you're the ship healer. That's Quint.
That is
Change
an
the
accurate
bandages
statement. That's
every
right.
day until he regains his healing.
Very well.
It shouldn't be any more than 3 days, and he should be all good to go. And Quint, Eldon, as you're sitting there with the stuff kind of pressed in there, you start feeling a little bit of a pressure headache coming on from the pressure in your ears. But good news is you do immediately start feeling a bit of a tingling going on as presumably the magic starts working its magic.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And now he takes his time and he thanks you for coming. And he stops and appreciates. He says, I do appreciate a fellow practitioner. You don't come across them very often. And admittedly, I would like to exchange notes with you. But I understand you're eager to get going. Frankly, I don't want that dagger anywhere near me.
Yeah. I do want to thank you for the hospitality, and needless to say, I think my payment is more than enough to cover it. But
and he stops and he says, No. You overpaid me. I wasn't sure if it was intentional, but I am a man of I'm not doing this for the money. I do this to help. So, and he gestures to take that extra 50 gold with you to Eldon.
Eldon will take it, give a long, respectful bow of the head, and then gesture for Quint hold his hand out to Quint for the pouch.
And Eldon, you see the man kind of dismiss you, like with a wave of the hand, sort of thing. But he does leave Quint in the back room for a while longer, and he says, I didn't catch your name.
Yeah. I go by Quintus. Quintus Cook.
I respect you.
Yeah.
Do yourself and I would assume crewmates, as he gestures to like through the closed door to the front door, a favor and get as far away from that knife as you can.
I take it you have heard of the scourge of this thing?
Stories. Just stories. And he hands you a... actually, no, he doesn't hand it to you. He goes looking for it. And eventually he does produce a book that is written in a language that I don't think you understand, unless you do speak Tianxia.
I do not.
But he does
no.
hand you a book. If you can find the means to read it, this might be able to shed some light. It is a recounting of a patient that and he stops and looks at the volume number on the book, and great-grandfather encountered, where he helped a previous owner of potentially that dagger.
I see. And he said he handed it to Quint. All right. Quint's kind of holding it, and he kind of weighs it in his hand, and he looks over to the captain.
Captain's out of the room.
And then, he kind of... Yeah. Oh, right, you're right. Yeah, never mind. He kind of looks up at Quint, and he says... Quint looks at the practitioner. Remind me, did we get his name? Okay. It says, I'm sorry, what should I call you?
Call me Jin.
Jim with
an N.
With an N? Fine. Well, Jin, I don't have the means to read this. I'd be more or less borrowing it from you, if that's
I would very much
okay.
like this book back. It is family property, and next time you're in the area, preferably without your cursed to hell captain, we can share a drink and discuss notes.
I would like that, truth be told. For various reasons, there are some things I can share with you now, but I think it's best that. No, you know what? I think I'd like that a lot. Next time I'm in town, we're gonna get a drink and we'll have a good talk about some of the alternative practices I can provide.
Now, with all due respect, get out and we don't know each other.
Of course we don't. John, was it?
You think I gave you my real name? Only an idiot would go around giving his name to people.
Yes, game recognizes
You're
game.
looking a little unfamiliar.
Well, I appreciate it, and I hope you don't mind. It might take me a few minutes just to finish tying up all the herbs that we piled up there. I do appreciate that. Your selection is remarkable, actually. And next time I'm in, I'll be sure to get a lot more belladonna. It's just a little too pricey when we were going over things earlier.
Excellent.
But
all right, we'll do what I can to wrap things up here. Sorry, Season, not to kind of cut you off there, but
you're good.
Now, as I promised, Tazik and Khan, you guys are the most dutiful guards that has ever dutifully guarded. And some hilarious hijinks occur, which is to say, about fuck all happens. But let's just say, as far as timelines are concerned, around the time Quint enters the back room, opens a door, and then enters it, you do see the crowd of people kind of part as can I get? I would accept knowledge, local or nobility.
Nope, I keep clicking it. Click the thing.
All right, with a 23 to local for Khan, Tazik, are you making a roll?
Sure, yeah. There we go.
Alrighty. That was a 1 for a 9.
Nice.
Holy smokes, but still a 1. Well, Con, with your 23, you'll kind of feel yourself grow. Your back stiffens up a bit as you watch the crowd part, and 2 Hell Knights kind of come out of the come out of the throng of people. Throng, whatever. Yep. And everyone's giving these people a wide berth, but they approach the herbalist shop, unfortunately. And they come up to you and say, step aside.
Unfortunately, herbalist is closed for the day. He's just packing up, and then we're going to leave. But unfortunately, I cannot. You wouldn't want to disrespect a man's own laws. He's closed.
Diplomacy?
Yeah! I'm gonna... listen, okay. I know what a Hell Knight is.
You know what a Hell Knight is.
Now I'm thinking... 23, I know what a Hell Knight is.
Damn well what a Hell Knight is with a 23.
These guys will kill me stone dead because I look at them
correct.
funny. I would like to spend a hero point.
For those of you who don't know what a Hell Knight is.
They are, yeah. Quint doesn't know this is happening, but if he did, he'd be shitting himself.
Is it a situational bonus?
Yeah,
for the
situational +8.
Yeah, for people who don't know the Hell Knights, they don't care. They have their own rules that they follow,
Yes.
and if you're breaking the law at all, you die.
They do not mess up.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Not bad.
20. Sure that wasn't a 22? I'm joking.
No, no, please don't stab me, sir.
As the one Hell Knight is barking orders at you, the second Hell Knight is staring down at Tazik, and this man is at least easily 3.5 times Tazik's height, and that is not including the armor. That is just.
Are they both I'll ask a question. I might not know it. Are they both Hell Knights? Is
No,
one a
they're both
signify,
Hell
or is
Knights.
it like
Yeah,
Hell Knight
Hell
proper?
Knight
Okay.
proper.
Oh
The
God, it's
Hell
even
Knight
worse.
proper are policing this area. That's kind of like just hold that implication in your heart.
I'm gonna go write
Yep.
that down in the rumors.
Yep, please do.
Assuming I'm
Suddenly
alive.
that Chalice
to...
ship in the harbor makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Tazek just looks up at the Hell Knight, and it's a lot of up,
That's a
and
lot.
just goes, "How hard do you fall?"
Khan just puts his head in his hands.
Is that a threat, rat?
I got a natural one. Come on. Not a threat, just a question.
He stops and ponders it for a second. He says, I've never actually thought that.
You're asking me a great discussion, rat.
My armor is quite heavy.
Imagine I'd fall quite heavily, perhaps even through the barge if I were to suddenly trip. But actually, he doesn't say anything as he stares at you, and you
How you
stare
defeat
up
the
at
boss.
him, and presumably where his eyes would be, but like everything past like the slits in his helmet is just blackness. Like you can't make out anything of the
Tazek
person
can
behind
barely
the armor.
see it.
Yeah. Tazek can see where the eyeballs start, and he just can't see inside.
Harder than you'd think, rat. Now
Good
step
to know.
aside.
Wow. Is this with?
I'm not seeing a lot of step in here, but now as this shakedown is going on, there is a there's tense moment as you see the Hell Knights realize that you guys aren't moving because you're a couple of idiots.
Yep. We stand there because mostly out of fear. Secondary because I was told to guard. I will hold this
Khan
door.
is standing in a
Hold the
puddle of
door.
his own bravery.
Correct.
Running down his leg.
I feel very warm right now.
As the
But
breeze
Tazek
picks
has
up a
no
little
idea what he's
cold.
doing.
Finally, after some tense moments, and they begin to grip their weapons a little tighter, a presumably Chelish messenger boy comes up and says, whispers something a little too loudly in their ears. Can I get a perception from either of the hearing folk?
Yes.
Are we both allowed to roll?
Yes, you're both allowed to roll.
Oh, yeah, listen, some DMs are weird, okay? I'll ask.
Only one
Before
of
I
you
assume.
can't hear right now, and he is not present.
This is true.
Dio is weird, just not in that way.
With a 30 and a
Yeah.
17, you boys both overhear the messenger say, "Trouble with the rebels. You requested back online immediately." And the one Hell Knight, the one that was staring down Khan, realizes that you guys overheard, and you watch him backhand, just like, and like these Hell Knights have like
I look at the Hell Knight and I just put my
they have
fingers in my ears.
spikes like everywhere on their armor, and so that backhand hurts
Oh, yeah.
quite a lot more than it ought to.
You see
Teeth
teeth
go
fly.
flying. There is a solid crack from presumably the child's skull, and silence as they rush off towards the dock.
Nice meeting you.
As they run away, you just hear, ah! I just look at Tazek. You pee yourself too. Are you also standing in a pool of your own bravery?
They seemed nice.
They seem nice.
I think you should have them over for dinner sometime.
Oh dear.
That's the best buddy cop movie of all time. Tazek and a Hell Knight. Oh,
Tazek and a half giant Hell Knight walk into a bar.
the start of the weirdest joke I've ever heard.
Speaking of, all right, so yeah, you guys successfully warded off a couple of Hell Knights. Good work. High fives all around.
Yay, we're alive.
That child that got killed
the child is
deserves a
very
hero
much not
point.
dead.
They're not dead. They're just missing
Eh,
some teeth.
Sorry, mortally
Yeah.
wounded.
There you go.
Debatable.
You know.
Like,
That
debatable.
back-
Stumbling
backhand is-
back the way he
not
came, but
dead
yes,
yet.
there's a trail of blood pooling behind him.
How much experience for the child?
How much experience? What do you mean? We defeated the Hell Knights. I want to know that
true.
one.
Child is worth
That child is probably
Hell
level
Knights.
12 because they got backhanded by
That
a Hell
kid,
Knight.
we split XP between everybody and the kid. The
Yeah.
kid like gains 5
And
levels.
immediately
Yeah.
dies because he has 6 constitution.
Yeah. This is actually a barbarian, screws up, rages, dies.
Yeah.
But yes, no experience. Jesus, you guys just leveled up. Holy crow.
I tried.
I respect it. You know what? Just for that, give yourself 1 experience point.
Yeah, I'll write it down.
1 billionth of a hero.
One
Yeah.
billionth. one billionth of a billionth? Would that be a quad?
I'm not even going to try.
No.
1 quintillionth of a hero point.
Oh, it'd be way worse than that. A billionth of a billionth is scary.
Yeah.
You get 1 Newth's arrow notation shenanigans.
1 imaginary
Yeah.
number hero point.
Oh,
Yeah.
say less.
Does that like equate to a 6th? Or...
It's the root of -1.
Oh shit!
All right, so let's hop over for dear old Morgan, who's been unfortunately babysitting this whole time. And Morgan, I wish to tell you that something of interest happened, but all you really saw was a very beautiful warship kind of pull up next to you, as 2 very large, bulky men in spiky armor get off. And the crowd immediately parts around them. They disappear into town for a few minutes. You continuously poke the poor folk away from the ship. Spook congratulates you on your on your proficiency in poking the poor folk. And then the spiky men return in a hurry. And yeah, that's pretty much all that happened. I wish there was more for you, but honestly, there would have been a lot more if you weren't on the ship. So it's a good thing you stayed behind.
Yeah.
You guys were going to come back with like 16 kobolds, all of them named Smoothbrain, at least 5 more spooks,
Yeah.
but they'd be like, this is Mook and Took and Luke.
Fool of a took.
Duke.
That's more creative than I would have thought. I thought it'd be Spook 1, Spook 2, and Spook 3.
So this is Spook the 7th, first of his name.
Spookum, spooky,
2 Spooks.
spooko, spooka.
There's just like the tokens for them would just be like Spook with different mustaches.
Donna and Douglas.
Occasionally swap
Donna
out
and
the
Douglas
hat.
Duck. All right.
That's when we get pet ducks.
Well, it's 10:15, give or take. And so
Yep.
I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. Is there anything else you want to do, or are we gonna call it here?
I got nothing.
I think
On a flavor note, I think Quint would be looking at these hungry eyes in the crowd, all these starving people, and he'd just think, I could generate so much love from my cooking here in the creepiest way possible as he just thinks about it on his way back to the
dear.
ship.
There's something I want to say, but I won't say it on stream. So
Oh God.
Uh-oh. That's
Yeah.
concerning.
To be fair,
Your
my
phrasing
phrasing
was
was
terrible.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Devotion. That's the word I was looking for.
Devotion.
God damn it. Yeah, I could generate
so
so much
much
devotion.
But yeah, no one's gonna visit the brothels.
Any activity that makes the DM pull out the what was it, the erotic arcana is banned.
The Book of Vile.
Quint,
Yeah.
like, he's like, in the back of his brain, he's like, I'm supposed to do that, but I'm not. I don't know.
Captain wants to get back.
Yeah, Eldon's booting at this point.
Yeah.
He's gonna walk by and try to he's gonna stop outside the pub, and try to catch Edmund's eye, and he's just gonna yell out, "We leave at dawn," and then head back to the
He
ship.
says, "I'll be that dawn," as he like rips into another song, and people are cheering, and there's like alcohol flying everywhere. Actually, when you peek your head in initially, he was singing a bit of a tune about his love for a specific brown beverage. He can handle his brown like a champ. I'll post it. Chocolate milk. That's
Chocolate
right. I
milk.
like chocolate milk.
Yep.
Onion juice.
onion juice.
Onion
He-
juice.
Onion
Loves
moonshine.
Oh
coffee.
yeah, I need some of
Onion
that.
moonshine.
It sucks you guys didn't get to try any. Oh no, you did try some of that onion shine, right?
I think we did, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fresh from the still.
Still warm. All right. So, any other business then at Cho-Tzu?
I got nothing.
I don't think so. Like I was thinking maybe I can't imagine that this market shop area has enough gold to liquidate much else, if
You can
anything.
certainly try.
And it also seems like we'd be taxed out the wazoo if we did here.
Yeah, like I suspect we'd catch flack if we tried to leave with
You think so? I think here you wouldn't get screwed with at all. They don't really care.
They were expecting us to pick up stuff to trade, though. So
which we did. We picked up supplies. We just told them we were
We did?
resupplying. Yeah. We also told them we're new owners. So at this point they can't really say why we were here or what we were here for. Like presumably
Fair.
the Bismarck's pleasure was making regular merchant runs for certain goods, and they presume we were back to pick up those things again, but because of the ship name. But as soon as I told them we were new ownership, like I'm pretty sure they were like, whatever, do what you want. We really don't care.
Mhm.
You guys paid your tithe, off you go. Right?
Get out of here.
I mean,
Presumably.
might be
Mhm.
some consideration towards finding out if we could get the same sort of merchant contract the other person had. That might give us a,
Like a
just because
passport.
we were
Yeah,
saying
essentially.
we're kind of low in the gold department, so
Well, no,
That
but
too.
but like that's the whole thing though. Is like we took over the ship, we took all their stuff, right? They didn't have a passport.
Yeah.
Right.
But-
So that was the whole thing. So to get a passport, it sounds like you have to do a favor for the royal family here, right? So unless we can find a way to do that on our way out here after visiting the leprosy island, as most of the shore folk would consider it,
I can find a pretty obvious one. It's the Tengu. Like that gets you a passport in 2 seconds.
Well, maybe. Although that Tengu came running out with no he came running from the side with a passport trying to blow up the bridge. So like,
Well, that would ideally, I would argue even more so than the other side. It would be like these are people who are trying to bring down an order, presumably.
yeah,
That's how I read that.
We're five-
Dio in the corner.
we're 5 people on basically a tugboat with no engine. All right, let's simmer down for a minute and think about this.
My presumption is this is happening on land, but I would argue that if the Hell Knights are being pulled to deal with it, there's bigger problems than that guy.
Right. Well, that's it. The fact of the matter is the Hell Knights are here partially because of that, directly or indirectly.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is we cannot take the Hell Knights. So like we have no stake in
We
this
wouldn't
game.
be fighting them.
We have no horse
Yeah.
in this game at this point. Like
We'd be on the Hell Knights side.
right, but if the Hell Knights
presume.
but if the Hell Knights are having a hard time handling this, what the
Yeah,
hell
that's
are
true.
we gonna do?
We're 5 disposable idiots. That's what we're gonna do.
Like we can
If
discuss
Shadowrun has taught me
Listen.
anything, plausible deniability.
We'll discuss destinations in the morning. We didn't really have much of a plan at this point, other than to island hop our way to our next kind of piece of 8 destination.
Hello.
But, like-
90 days, or sorry, 87 days by dawn.
87 days to crows fly.
87 days is
Eh.
the.
I mean, we have. So
Listen,
we
we're
have,
faster than them. It's fine. We'll just keep running.
We got 87 days.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
I was thinking we have a fast ship. We might be able to see if there's a courier that's needed for the like the pirate families. Maybe we could run something for them.
Yeah,
we could
it is
always
worth
we could always
mentioning-
offer our services to the when we get back. Yeah, we could pop back over to the dock and offer services as merchants or carriers if there's any work available. But it very much seemed like the whole purpose for that side of the dock was literally just bring us stuff, we'll give you coin, and off you go. Like it seemed very orchestrated, and like you mentioned, it's kind of no one's stepping out of line. There's no business, there's no haggling. It's very much just a goods go in, coin comes out kind of checkpoint for people, for merchants, and it's so well regulated that like they're probably not just like, hey, you guys want to do an extra side job? Like it's not really that
Yeah.
kind of place.
There, you must fill out a
It's worth-
form. Wait a
Yeah.
month. You'll get the next
Like-
form that you then hand into another
Well,
guy.
I'm almost considering that at some point maybe it makes
Oh, and we.
in the morning we come back to this
Maybe it
merchant
does.
area or the tavern.
Mhm.
You know, whatever. We come back to this tavern or
Yeah.
this merchant area and see if maybe there's work here, right? More than going back to the main part of the land, because I feel like they've closed all the doors on that side of the island. They've kind of just made that very much a checkpoint, and that's it.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Maybe that's my just, but I mean,
You
I mean,
guys-
figure that out.
Like, if you want to get into a little meta-gamey here, I can kind of explain what the situation is. But what
I mean,
you're
I would presume. Oh, never
there
mind. I was
are
gonna- go
two
ahead.
sides to this rebellion. There's the Tengu, and there's the Senchu pirates.
Right.
Which side
Yes.
you want to side with is entirely up to you.
We don't need a passport if the pirates are no longer in charge.
Do we have
But-
knowledge on our charts? Because we have some major ports on our charts.
Yes, that's right.
Is there a major port on the charts that, through some knowledge check or something, we might be able to figure out belongs to the other faction? Because right now we've obviously found a major port that has access to resources that is on one side of the equation.
Mhm.
If we won't even have access to meeting the other faction easily enough, there's not going to be much opportunity for a choice, right? That's all I'm thinking. So I'm like, there's either is there a port that is primarily within the lands that the Tengu occupy, or like what's, you know what I mean? Like, is there? Maybe this is a knowledge check thing for whoever has the knowledge to do this, but so that we could maybe open with that discussion next time as a plan and make
Sure.
a plan, because we can have a little crew meet first thing in the morning when Eldon's got like a half of a third of his hearing back, and we'll see if we
Everyone
can
just has to shout for Eldon.
Yeah, well, he'll still have his tablet, but at least we can start making plans now that we've kind of dealt with and have a timeline for the problem to be dealt with.
One thing I do want to say here is, and now this is one of those where you guys might need to scratch your heads a little bit and kind of think back to what I've said, what I've described. But I'm very much in the school of show, don't tell, and there's been an implication of a means to meet with the Tengu. So just kind of like go over kind of what was said, what was done today, and you might, and I could be way off base, and I might have been too showy, not enough telly.
I'll have to go back through the VOD. I'm not as with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know that the Tengu are considered criminals, and we know that criminals exclusively hang around bridges.
Exclusive.
So we visit the
that's
bridge.
We just wait for long enough. We wait to see
Yeah.
where they come from, and we just.
So yeah, that I guess did Khan get a chance to see where that Tengu came from, or did you just hear here's the guy?
Would have seen, yeah, so
I
the
saw,
Tengu very
yeah.
much. So let me just grab my handy dandy drawing tool. The Tengu came from.
Again, he's the only one who would have seen this, but at least for the sake of clarifying,
Tengu came
where the
from.
dude came from.
Why is that happening?
The west side
That's
of the
weird.
bridge.
That's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
It's like
What
a
the hell,
freestyle.
Bob?
That's I set draw freehand and it gives me that. That's not drawing
Yeah.
freehand.
You're drawing a free-handed shape, free-handed
That's
polygon.
weird.
You need the pencil.
I am on the pencil. Like
You need to do. You're doing freehand. What are you doing? Freehand?
yeah. I clicked drawing tools and then I went pencil.
I mean, can we not see the measure distance thing? Is that like a
Yeah, we can see it.
specific thing?
Yeah, I
Could you not
guess
just
so.
use
Yeah,
that?
would've been
Yeah,
better.
so-
But yeah, he came from this direction, and now this is one of those things where you might want to ask some things around. But there's the implication lies in what the Tengu was holding, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. So y'all are a bunch of smart people. Zane, you read me like a book earlier with that. Who's the best waifu? So I think you can figure out some sort of. With the pieces I've given you, the Chelish are in charge. Very, very heavily regulated docking, shipping, rules on what goes where and what's allowed where. And, sorry, the Senchu are in charge, but there's a lot of Chelish ships around. So that's probably more accurate. And a Tengu, presumably slave, was seen wielding a keg of gunpowder and a torch on the
There's absolutely nowhere in the entirety of the shackles that you could source gunpowder.
Not a whole
This
keg
is an
anyway.
impossible riddle. Yeah, it's something to mull over.
I'm on the side of the guys with gunpowder. Let's face it.
You're on the side of the suicide bombers.
Well, they don't have to be suicide.
When you phrase it like that, it makes me sound like an
And you know what? I'm gonna.
No, this is not us who's suiciding. I am lawful evil after all.
I will dare say there is enough of a hint actually on the map design as well. But you probably don't have a ton of pieces here, so you might want to discuss more with the tavern next week, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we're not going to take off right away. Maybe we will bomb back in before we...
Yeah.
Got a couple of guesses.
Yeah, I think at the very least we'd stay on this island overnight.
Yeah, so actually, right now it's evening,
That's
right?
right.
It's like, it's still evening, like fairly early in the evening at this point. It's probably approaching sundown. So, I mean, we've got the evening when we start next session to bomb around a bit, poke around, see what else is going on. Maybe try to offload some more goods if there's, adequate coin present in this market area, or pick up some gossip around town.
I'm just going to point out there is a very well-populated brothel street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think there's
There's money
money
flowing.
flowing.
Yeah. I think Quint might need to investigate the brothel.
Yeah,
Which was never
and at
seen
the very
again.
least, as a hedonist, yeah, like there's no chance he'd be spending the night on the ship.
Oh man,
I
it's a
don't think.
really good thing Quint stayed in, because if the Hell Knights saw Quint, oh,
Yeah.
I just realized
as-
that'd have been
Yeah, no,
All three people are just dead.
that
yeah.
straight up, Quint
Yeah.
would have had to
I-
yeet himself out of sight, and that's what I thought. I thought they were gonna break down the door, and then he'd be like, "You swallow that gold, and I am out of here."
You swallow that gold, Quint just tunnels through the ground and swims away.
Through sheer force of will, Quint opens a dimension door, is never seen again.
Yep. Yep. I would like to spend my hero points to open a dimensional portal and disappear.
He gets isekai'd. See you in the next adventure.
Yeah.
The Hell Knights are a truck? Yeah, they're a truck.
Midway
yeah.
through the Gestalt
Yeah, they are.
campaign, some random halfling just drops out of a portal in the middle of nowhere and runs away.
Jesus Christ.
Two Hell Knights screaming behind him.
I imagine.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
We're just walking
genuinely
around in the
imagine-
next campaign as like a completely different campaign setting. We're just walking around. Some random short dude pops out of a random magical portal, hits the ground, starts running. Two dudes in very spiky metal armor come out chasing him and just rattle off after him into the
What in the
distance.
Scooby-Doo
I
and Velma
know.
bullshit is that?
What the hell? And then they like as soon as they're out of line of sight, the sound of them running just disappears and they're just gone. We can never find them.
Yep.
Yeah.
No trace of them.
Completely gone.
They were never
Vanished.
You guys ever watch Dragon Ball Z?
Just your
when
fitting.
Today's the
Goku screams
anniversary.
really loud and rips open a hole in the space-time continuum.
I have the power of God and anime on my side.
Oh god. Okay, hold on. With that, I'm just gonna.
I mean,
that's
Pies
it. Over.
practitioner.
Goodbye.